Okay, bear with as I get everything set up. Bear with. Is the audio coming through clear? Excellent, excellent. That's worked. Alright, I think everything is now set up. Streaming screen? Streaming screen! We have a streaming screen. Excellent. Background music for the moment, and then we will be popping up with that as and when the live streaming thing happens. Oh, that's 42 minutes away. We've got ages to talk, which is good because there's a lot to talk about. Now, last time we did one of these live streams, I was at an event, and that's when they released the Deathwatch stuff, and that was on like a Friday as well. This time, I'm also at an event, so I'm live streaming this in a friend's house. Because it was like, hey, can I stay with you? Also, around midnight, can I just disappear for a couple of hours? And they understood, which is great. Although the time before the last time, I think that was the 3 a.m. stream, which I was very sleepy for. So this isn't as bad. Staying up till 1 in the morning, no problem. No problem at all. Although it's going to be like 1:30. Okay, maybe 2 o'clock. Okay, that's fine. I don't need to bring out the blanket just yet. Yeah, last time we got the Deathwatch Kill Team release announced, and now we have those models. We already know the next Kill Team will be Sisters versus Nice Lords. I don't think they're gonna try and hype that anymore. They're like, oh my goodness, guys! Night Lords? Did you know there's gonna be Night Lords and Sisters? Like, wow! Yeah. There you go. Who knew? Who knew? Yeah, hello Zarota, a reasonable time for the Australians. Excellent. Good. Let me just check the chat. Tum-tum. Yeah, sleepy time. It's dark. It's the estrogen bar. No, we've done enough estrogen. The estrogen has passed. Is the stream still working? Good. Yeah, it seems to be. Excellent. Good. Minor buffering. That's fine. I'm near to the router. Yeah, it's a reasonable time in the United States, of course, because they're doing it for an event in the United States. And, yeah, they're like, oh, do it at a United States time, not a UK time. When everyone is obviously in the UK. Obviously. Is this a streamer thing or a vampire thing? Both. Both. Can you believe it? They're doing Night Lords and Battle Sisters. Yeah. One more Kill Team box before Sisters? I don't think there is. I think from what they announced, it was like Death Watch with Necrons, something, which we now know is Tau and Space Wolves, then the Night Lords and Sisters, and I think that's the end of the campaign. Something new, Space Marines. I think we've had enough Space Marine releases. We had enough Space Marine releases last time. Last time it was like, hey, look at all these combat patrols. There's one for all of the Codex chapters. Ooh. Crazy times. It's a very unreasonable time in Poland. Yeah, I would expect so. It must be like 2 a.m. there, roughly. My goodness. How do you feel if they made a Horus Heresy game like Rogue Trader? That would be alright. It would be interesting. Like the Rogue Trader roleplay game, or the Rogue Trader tabletop roleplay game, of which they made the computer roleplay game based on it. I'm looking forward to Dark Heresy, the tabletop roleplay game being turned into a computer roleplay game. That's nice. New Emperor's Children models? That would be nice. I saw someone asking for Kroot. You've had your Kroot. There is no more Kroot. Have I done the cavalry engagement rules yet? Those would be the ones in the White Dwarf. I am like 5 pages off that. What I have seen in the White Dwarf is I've just read a story where a plague fleet attacks a bunch of people. So they would be, what's the Empire equivalent in Age of Sigmar? Cities of Sigmar. Humans. Great Narlock is still needed. I agree. It's an okay model. It needs a base. It looks a little bit chicken-like. That's fine. That's fine. It could be a bit improved. Yeah, so, Dreadfleet. Not Dreadfleet. Don't say the word Dreadfleet yet. Shut up, Carmian. We haven't got to there in the notes yet. Okay. We're gonna have... There's a fleet mentioned. Fleet story. In the White Dwarf. So people are thinking, oh, okay, maybe they're gonna bring back or redo Man of War. They did redo that in 2012 with Dreadfleet, which is where you had a Vampire Count castle on a boat, a Khemri ziggurat or pyramid on a boat, a ghost ship, a Chaos Dwarf mechanical submersible Kraken boat. It's submarines. There was just Chaos Dwarf submarines. And there was a genie from Araby on a boat. All of these are going to end with on a boat. What else was there in the good team? Oh, there was a Skaven thing, not on the good team, but it was like, hey, here's a great big corpse of a creature. How about we put holes in it and sail? Great. Skaven boat. And I don't know what other kinds of boats there were. There's a lot of variety in boats. Now, if you did that with the Age of Sigmar Grand Alliances, that would be much nicer. That would fit better than it did with Warhammer Fantasy. Hey, Vampire Boy, I started a Gene Stealer Cult army for you because of you. I am so sorry. Oh, dear. You want hybrid metamorphs to get their own kit? I'm okay with them not having their own kit. Very much okay with them being part of the Acolyte box. Easier to make. It's a nice kit in itself. Elf ship with dragons. Yeah, there was the elf ship with dragons. So, Battlefleet Gothic could get redone? Don't know. If they did, are they then going to stick it in Heresy? And say, okay, we'll go, rather than Battlefleet Gothic, what about Battlefleet, we've just discovered the Gothic sector, how about we make a Battlefleet for this sector? You could. Some of the ships from there, the problem is, as with all of the Horus Heresy stuff, both sides look the same. One side has Space Marines, the other side has Marines in space? No. So you'd have lots of the 30k pointy triangle front Chaos ships that are Chaos ships now, but each side would have that, and you wouldn't have the sleek prow of the current 41st Millennium Imperial ships. I do have an Imperial fleet, and a Space Marine fleet, and an Eldar fleet, and a Chaos Space Marine fleet, and a Black Fortress is in that. Yes, Battlefleet Gothic is very fun. Sorry if I drop a few frames now and then, it's not coming through perfectly in terms of Wi-Fi. But it's coming through okay. It should be okay. As long as there's no blips in the audio. As long as the audio is fine, that's the most important thing. No Necrons. Yeah, there would be no Necrons if they did 30k Horus Heresy Battlefleet Gothic. There would be one army, and you would buy it twice. Oh yes, in the UK, I keep mentioning this every now and then, the Combat Patrol magazine gives you cheap Genestealer cult things. So we've just had the Magos, and next week we'll be getting the issue after the Magos, which I think is paints, just some paints. So it's worth skipping. If you haven't got the Magos model already, the magazine from last week is worth getting. You also get a battle mat, which is like 22 inches by 30. I think it's that size. It could be half that size, but that might be a bit too small. Point is, you can make a nice battle mat from it. Or it's something you can easily cut up into the Games Workshop squares to have lots of ruins. You know, that one type of terrain you see in the tournaments. Maybe new Harlequins because of the grand narrative. I wouldn't put too much on the grand narrative. I've just been looking at the grand narrative as I was coming down on the train, and I'm seeing, like, it's all over the place. Hey, if Harlequins get new stuff, then the Death Watcher would also get new stuff, because they're one of the prominent Imperial players. I don't think that's going to happen. Even though we kind of want it to happen. Just expand Death Watch a little, just keep the Death Watch veterans around for another edition. Why not? Why not? Is Mr. Tactics here with you today? No, he's not one of the people I'm with today. It's Genestealer Cult Magos. It sounds the same. We're on Genestealer Cult, so it's the Genestealer Cult run. When does it kick off? It kicks off when that timer in the bottom left gets to 0. We can have that up for the moment. Grand narrative was tying the Harlequins into Combat Patrol. It could be. Or maybe just someone wanted to dress up as a Harlequin and they didn't do that last year. No, I'm not with Paul either. I have other friends besides work friends. Right. Oh yes, we now have the Deathwatch 5 model standalone release. That'll come out next week. Thinking of Imperial Agents, as I am, regularly, I've started playing them again. It's fun. Yeah, we'll have a video on that next week, hopefully. So, I'm hoping that one of the things revealed is an Inquisition Stormtrooper squad. And it can look a lot more like the older metal Stormtrooper squad. And yeah, it'll go with the Kazakin and the Tempestor Scions. Why not? Why not? Upgrade sprue for the Corvus Blackstar. That would mean they would have to support flyers. I don't think they're going to support flyers. If the campaign's in the webway, we're getting the White Scar Primarch back. I doubt they would do it as part of a tournament event. Tournament events rarely have big, important, here's something new that's actually happening. What I'm expecting is this thing that's started in Mordian and has expanded, so we're now on Catachan and Fenris all connected. Who's to say? We'll be watching the model reveals rather than people playing games. But I don't think they'll do any big world-changing events. They're not going to destroy Mordia. That would be really upsetting. People got upset by the fall of Cadia. And it was like, okay, we can further the narrative. You can't really further the narrative of 40k by blowing up Mordia. So I doubt they'll do that. But I would like some of the models to come out to be Inquisition Stormtroopers. I feel there's a lack of them. And my 3rd edition Battle Sister army had a squad of Inquisition Stormtroopers because this was Codex Witch Hunters. They work. They can come back. What and when was the last Sisters model release? Besides the Kill Team stuff? Yeah, that's it. Other than when the Codex came out in 2024, in summer, that was when we got the Jump Pack Cannon Nest. That was the last model release. Previous to that, it was the 9th edition Paragon Warsuits and Celestine Sacrosants. Oh yes, with the agents, we currently have the World Champion of Warhammer taking place. That's the big 40k tournament event. No one is playing Imperial Agents. Not even one. Just one person to be like, here's your token representation. Great, go get best faction. Maybe win a game. That'd be cool. I've won the last 2 games playing Imperial Agents. It just happened that I was playing against aliens, and so I got the bonuses, full rerolls to hit. It's quite nice. But I'm not expecting anything big or grand or narrative to come out of the grand narrative. Now, in the World Champions of Warhammer, it's undecided who's going to win. Games Workshop seems to be pushing it as a which country is going to win rather than which individual player, which means in all likelihood, the United States is going to win. And this is a bit of a Oxbridge kind of problem. There's like 260 people from the United States there because the event is in the United States. And there's about 50 from England, and I think that's the second highest represented country. And there's about 20 from Mexico. So the odds are that America would win. Why did I say this is like the Oxford-Cambridge thing? Well, in University Challenge, which you may know is a British TV show that's on a Monday night, most Monday nights at 8:30, it's a quiz show where people from the university will represent their university and play against other universities. Every university gets to enter one team, except for Oxford and Cambridge, who get to enter loads of teams. So the odds are Oxford or Cambridge is going to win. That means that they're disproportionately overrepresented, and people think, oh, Oxford and Cambridge must be amazing universities because they win University Challenge so much, forgetting they get to enter like 20 teams each. So yeah, United States probably gonna win because they have 5 times more people than the next highest country represented. Don't you need a license to have a TV in the UK? It's a whole thing, TV licenses. That's the idea, is you pay a TV license and then you get the free TV without adverts, which is the BBC. That's the idea, and that's how you pay for the BBC. License fee arrangement. Now, that's not the only reason people think Oxford and Cambridge is good, but it's an extra part of favourability towards them. Yeah, okay, watching live 40k games is quite boring. Unless you can take moments of like, oh, there's a cool thing where he did something very unusual. Yeah. If you're asking when the preview starts, there's a countdown timer in the bottom left. Maybe someone does something unusual, but the game is like 3 hours long, and you might get 2 interesting things happen. You're talking 2 football matches, as in soccer, where you kick a football. And then it's just like, oh, are they going to get slightly ahead on points? Oh, did a charge fail? You can summarize these games in like 10 minutes, and that's about it. It's then boring to listen to people comment on it because they're listening to a live commentary like 5 minutes behind because of lag and because they're in a different room and because it's got to be checked and filtered and like, oh, they're doing take-backsies and doing other things. Yeah, if you can do an abridged version of a 40k game, which is how, when I've done recaps of games, I'm not like, and here's how hour 3.5 went. Just to make it big. You want a sort of Joey Wheeler, Speedwagon kind of person who can just say, in 20 minutes, here's how the game went. Oh, I can't believe he used Hallowed Martyr's stratagem number 3. It's like, what does Hallowed Martyr's stratagem number 3 do? Hallowed Martyr's stratagem number 3 is 2 command points to fight on death for a unit. Ooh. It's crazy. It's crazy. So it's not super interesting when you're watching it live. And then the stream is just like people trying to rule check them. It's like, oh, did a rule happen? Did they do that wrong? Maybe they did. It doesn't matter. There's 500 rules to remember in 40k at any one time. Can't wait for the big reveal of another 50-point G-Steel occult character. Yeah. And what does Pot of Greed even do? Who knows? Without someone to explain it. Right, what are we maybe getting? There was a rumor of 500 worlds, which is a reference to Ultramar. They have the 500 worlds. And also the codex is 500 words per page. 500 leaks? Yeah. So we don't know if the 1, maybe 2 leaks we saw of that are real. It could be that we're getting something as a next campaign book. and we're setting it in Ultramar, and it might be a follow-on from the Plague Wars, which we had at the start of 8th edition. Will we get anything for Chaos? Possibly. It's a possibility. But maybe not a lot. Really what they need is, you know those 4 factions? Well, Death Guard have a full faction by themselves. The other 3, not so much. You know faction Zangors? That's about the only way it's held up. The World Eaters are kind of lacking a lot of things, but they have a surprising number of guns, as I mentioned in my last video. I think, yeah, last video, yeah. Oh great, I'm going to fire 12 plasma cannon shots. I'm going to fire 8 las cannon shots. Where is these bullets coming from? You're not the gun faction. Emperor's Children, they can do really well when it comes to speed. They just don't have the hitting power, and they don't so much have the staying power. Votan Walker, I think we've probably seen all the Votan things we're going to get, because they were announced in the last stream, and then they're in the Codex. So this is like the slightly different version of the small transport, which also splits a unit in half. Very, very necessary, of course. So when it comes to campaign books, I think we'll see 2 more campaign books before the end. One that's going to be announced today and come out before Christmas, or like around Christmas. Then one that'll start in like February next year and go through to the end of the edition. If this is going to be Ultramar, I think the one after that would be the Chalnar sector. 6 campaign books would last the previous edition, and the timing would roughly match the previous edition. We did have a big gap in between the Pariah Nexus campaign book, which is for Crusade, which was in like November, December 2023, and then it took like a year and a few months before Nakamud Gauntlet came out, which was in like February 2025. Campaign books are an expansion for 40k, so you can play Crusade games with more Crusade rules, more campaign missions, tree campaigns, other kinds of campaigns. It's very much a Crusade thing, but it has a lot of lore and fluff. So Crusade Armageddon, that they announced 2 previews before it came out, it was quite good. I have some problems with the rules, but I'm going through my second campaign of it, which is nice. Thank you, Wix. Thank you for all the videos. You're the reason I understand how cover works in 10th edition. Great! No one knows how cover works in 10th edition, and it takes ages to figure out. I want less chapter-specific models for Space Marines. Well, they've done quite a few at the start of the edition. Then they've done Terminators recently, which is nice. The Terminators are quite nice. Now they're doing, hey, what about our Ultramarine stuff? Hey, what about our Iron Hand stuff? So it's giving them some models, generally. Yeah, this isn't all going to be 40k. The stuff today isn't all 40k. So it's Old World, and also Heresy, and also Age of Sigmar, and also Necromunda, and also Legions Imperialis, which is a little bit of a surprise because I didn't think there was that much support for Legions Imperialis still going. And after that, maybe we'll see some first hints of 11th edition. Like an Orc. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's some Age of Sigmar things coming. Not that one. Yeah. 40k, Age of Sigmar, Horus Heresy, Legions Imperialis, Warhammer the Old World, and Necromunda. So Warhammer the Old World, I don't know if they'll try and tease like Araby or Nippon, something like that. Perhaps not. Perhaps never mind any of that. Or they can just continue to expand what they've got and be like, hey, what if we did a bit more in Cathay? Or they might actually do some remaking of some of the other models in the factions. They could do, oh, what if we had new men-at-arms for the Bretonnians? Because Bretonnians are very popular because they're in the starter set. A lot of their models are still, obviously, previously metal. They could make plastic versions of them. Who we got? Subscriber! Welcome to the channel. Necromunda does have nice good kit bash, yes. Good kit bashing. Jump pack lieutenant, bike lieutenant. No. There's no need for any of that. Legions Imperialis, I've played it a few times. If you remember, like, the 2017 Kill Team, it plays a lot like that, but you have way more models on the board. Oh, they teased Cathay Wave 2. Great, so maybe Cathay Wave 2. Oh yeah, if they do announce an old world faction, it should be Kislev. I agree. Kislev was previously part of the Empire, and it was like, what if we had a couple of Poland units, or like horse archers, and also Polish winged hussars, winged lancers. And then eventually in the lore, it became its own faction a bit more. Then when it came to the end times, we're like, we never actually got to expand on this, so they got crushed. Too bad. There's a Battle of Prague. Now, Prague, I can't remember if that is in Cathay. No, sorry. In not Poland. Kislev, if it's in Kislev. It is in Kislev, isn't it? Rather than the very northern Empire area. Yeah. Will I ever do a video on how to do a Necromunda? Probably not. I've enjoyed Necromunda a few times I've played it. The idea of getting back into Necromunda again, after I played so many campaigns in like 1999 with it, and played a couple of times with the 2016 version. Nah, it's alright. I like the models that we got for the Genestealer cult in Necromunda. That's nice. Good artwork. Nice idea of the Malstrain Genestealers. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, Prague has been the defeat of several Everchosen. I like that. Because not the end times, but the big campaign before that was the campaign of Prague. Very nice. Hope we get a Primaris Lieutenant. I think we have had enough Space Marines. So we'll see probably some more Space Marines. Why not? I like the Malstrains. These previews are usually quite good. We can see some nice stuff. And go, ooh, that's interesting. Yeah. Crusade version for Kill Team? I think you already have that. Because you can do upgrades, you can do little bonuses. It's not extreme, it's more like you do 4 missions and they're somehow tied together. Slightly. You want your equal attention Space Marines. Oh, I know. Yeah, I've noticed that they dropped the Primaris part. They started dropping the Primaris part when the 10th edition Space Marine Codex came out, so that would be about October 2023, 2 years ago. Then, because before that, in the Index, we had like, here's a Lieutenant, and here's a Primaris Lieutenant, here's a Captain, here's a Primaris Captain with fewer options, and like, one more wound maybe, and can join different units. Yeah. We'll see how far they go with 11th edition. Are they going to show off, oh, I don't know, tactical Marines? That's fine. Maybe new Centurions? Oh, nah. I don't know if Paul would say, you cannot improve on perfection. And I would say, I agree with the sentiment, but you're talking about Centurions, you seem to have gotten very confused. Valoran, you shush. No, this is the resurgence of the tactical squad. In fact, they'll probably just bring out, here's 3 more tactical squads, but for Horus Heresy. They seem to do quite well in Horus Heresy. Showing off the rest of the new Warhammer Quest box? I thought they'd done that already, because they'd pretty much shown off all of the models individually. Can you use Cawdors of Fraternus Militia very easily? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I still do. But my Fraternus Militia models I now use as Arcoflagellants. It's great. Just dudes running forward with knives. And then they do great. What are the chances of the Pale Spear Rumour engine going to be Alpha Legion update? Ooh. Possibly. Hey, if they've done all of the Space Marine stuff, being like, hey, here's a chapter-specific model for your Iron Hands and one for your White Scars, I can see them doing that for the Chaos Space Marines. Yeah, do a new Huron Blackheart, a new Sorcerer for, I don't know. New sorcery that's not Thousand Suns, not sure. We might get a new Dark Apostle model, but just for World Eaters. Not World Eaters, Word Bearers. It will also be viable for the World Eaters. They might get a Medic person. I know there was a leak going around on Reddit, and I was told about it. I don't think that's right. Doom Rider? Hey, that'd be great. Year of Chaos actually starts now? Could be. Now, when you say they won't do anything for Chaos Space Marines because you barely get anything, you will get 5 new models, and that'll be it. Because of the 9 legions, 4 of them are special, so that leaves 5, plus I suppose you could do Red Corsairs. The Word Eaters. Yep, they just eat the books. Enemies of the Space Marine Tome Keepers. Plastic Thunderhawk? Do we already have a Plastic Thunderhawk? I thought we did. Never mind. Keep bringing back classic squads? Could be. I'm really looking forward to the idea of Imperial Agents, Inquisition Stormtroopers. When I've been playing the Breaches just don't do anything. You use that one stratagem so their shotguns are strength 5 and AP -1 and they're rerolling wounds. And you kill like 4 orcs. It's not that special. So no, I'll stick to kill teams and everything else is just... we're picking up objectives and doing actions. And I have Battle Sisters. I have plenty of Battle Sisters in my Imperial Agents. Ah, it's a Resin Thunderhawk. Makes sense. Night Lord's Executioner would be awesome. The Night Lords have already had a unit in kill team, so I don't know if we need an Executioner special model. I have tried the new Aquila kill team. My video on that will be out. It could be Monday, it depends how this event goes and how far I get in terms of like the trains running on time on the Monday. Otherwise it could be on like Tuesday or Wednesday. Index Henchmen, they were pretty good. Yeah. So the Aquila kill team has gone up in my estimation. Bring back my Jacaro. They would have to re-release the Jacaro model. And that was a weird thing. It's like, here's your Imperial Agents and Acolytes, I know. The 5 dudes that follow around an Inquisitor with the awkward name. And then there's also a couple of spare ones, like the Jacaro and the Demon Host, that are now in Legends. But it gets confusing. It gets really confusing. New Trazen, please. They could do a new Trazen model. That would be something that would nicely tie in with the grand narrative. Yeah. Buy a Cube Cyber Monkey? It depends how many others you had to buy with it. You know this is going to be a kill team for the game Kill Team, obviously. But they're not going to announce anything for new Kill Team, surely, until they've just finished this one, which is Space Wolves and Tau. Then the next one we've already know because of leaks, which is Night Lords and Sisters. So there's your Night Lords coming. And I say Night Lords, it's Raptors. Just Raptors. But they painted them in Night Lord colours. I don't know if the Sisters of Battle have Thunderhawks in lore. They have big ships that they drop from. Those are drop cathedrals. It's not the same. It says waiting for them. Are they doing the live stream now? Is it coming on? Ooh. Right, let's change music things. Right, I know you can't hear it just yet because... Oh wait, can you hear it? No, you can't hear it. Yes, you can hear it? Can you hear random drums? Oh yeah, okay, it's 12 minutes to go. We can probably wait a bit longer. Right, can you hear the drums of the preview sound at the moment? Just so I know that the audio is working for when the preview actually starts. Yeah, yes. Good. Good. For a second then I was looking at the wrong chat. I was like, wow, my chat got very excited for a preview that's happening in 12 minutes. Drop cathedrals? Yeah, we could have a drop cathedral model. Wouldn't that be nice? Good. Okay, we have drums in the deep. As long as they're there, I can switch back to normal music. And then I just know I have to press a button and we can switch back to it. I don't know if it was meant to be a Doctor Who. Oh, other people. Okay, you're talking to each other. That's nice. That's nice. There's 200 of you. I can't be responsible for all of you. Not all the time. Okay. What have we got? Do we have a working stream? We should do. Doom Rider. People are liking the idea of a potential Doom Rider. Drukari needs a lot of love. Well, they could do with some grotesque models. It's not so much give them back. They have really cool rules in Legends. And as long as in next edition, Games Workshop more emphasizes Legends are units you can use. That's why they put them in the faction pack. That's why the points for Legends are in the points document. They just need to actually put that in the contents. And they could have always done with more models. And they were sold in units of one. It was absurd. Truly absurd. And I never thought they were that good looking models anyway. Can I do a video on Onslaught size games? I don't have enough experience of playing 3,000 points at one time. Every like 6 months or so, maybe 4 months, I'll do a big 40k game with a couple of people, but it'll be like a team game. So it'll be 2 to 3 people per side, and we'll do 4,000 points or more. More Tau Auxiliary. I love that that's how they should expand the Tau. We absolutely should have more Tau Auxiliary. Anything else is pointless. Right, are we going to get extra things for Warhammer Community? Oh, okay, I see vague outlines of stuff. There is definitely one that looks like it's a Chaos Space Marine model. Maybe a Chaos Space Marine in Terminator armor. They could do with another one of them. Something that looks kind of Necron-y. And then a bunch of magic people. Person with a bow. That could be a tree. So I think we're probably looking at Old World and Age of Sigmar there. They desperately need to put Legends units on the app and a toggle for tournament units only. That would be great. Yeah. Especially if you do it that way. Then it emphasizes, you can use these units. And then there's a toggle for tournament mode only. Yeah, but then you've got to have to remember that when you're running a tournament, specify if you can use the things in the faction pack or not. For a lot of the upcoming Games Workshop tournaments, they've suddenly added a rule saying, even though they're in the faction pack, you cannot use, like, the Legends units at this particular tournament. Some tournaments, including Games Workshop tournaments, they've allowed them, and they're good. Last year, the Grand Narrative allowed Legends. I'm hoping that the current one also did. I haven't read the tournament pack. I need to catch up on stuff. How long is the reveal show running for? Don't know. 45 minutes to an hour? That's what I'm hoping. Yeah, far too many people complain that their unit is in Legends and then refuse to play it. Even though, for the more recent codexes, they have revamped the units entirely. New rules, new stat lines. They do slightly different things. New points, they're different. Better and cool. I still keep playing with Kill Team Cassius. But then it's like, oh, okay, I'm going to take Imperial Agents to an event. Right, well, I haven't got Kill Team Cassius, and I haven't got Inquisitor Karamazov, and I kind of like having 3 units being able to scout. Because you infiltrate 3 units in the Imperialis Fleet Detachment, then you have 3 units that can scout 6 inches. So if you go first, you move forward with those 3 units. If you go second, you move backwards. And now the enemy is going to have to come to you. New Slamarbo. Could be a new Slamarbo. Chaos Space Marine Bikers would be likely. The first Chaos Space Marine Bikers I've got from, you know, like 1999, maybe 2000. Those are still the Space Marine Biker models. I think they just added an upgrade sprue to give you a Power Fist. That's about it. Imperial Agents having... I don't know what the Imperial Agents would get. Mostly what the Imperial Agents need is rules to ally in more factions. Give us a unit of Custodes. Yeah. Like that Legends are a thing, but don't want to print out their rules and carry them around as well. If you've got a tablet or a phone and you can get to the Games Workshop website, you can download the PDF for the faction pack, and then it's there on a device. And I suppose you could also edit that PDF in PDF editor, and then you just have the units you use. Do you think Sister Aveline will come out of Legends for 11th edition? I don't know. It depends what they do with Legends, and I'm hoping they just generally integrate Legends more into basic 40k. Do I play Kill Team? I've played a couple of times this edition, only with Genestealer Cult, so I haven't played the Sanctifiers in Kill Team. I gather they're very fast. I haven't played the Novitiates this edition in Kill Team. Yeah, New Recruit's an option. Absolutely. It's a very useful app. And I'm sure there's another one. But yes, New Recruit is good. Has all the Legends units, and that's a thing they're there unless you toggle them off. I think the Tau would be better off getting auxiliary stuff. Yeah, you could finish off the Kroot just by giving them a new Krootox model. Could be good. New Drukhari units or sculpts? I think not. Unless it's a grotesque. They could do with one of them. Give Nids grenades, actually. You could argue that's like, hey, here's a weird pus sack. And it's a bomb. Have a spore mine with them. Would that feel like a unit upgrade? I like the idea of that as maybe an enhancement. You attach a character to the unit, it has adjacent spore mines, the unit now has grenades and can use the grenade keyword. You can use the grenade stratagem for free once per turn. That would be pretty cool. There you go. Tau need the Nikazar, yeah. I'm hoping if they Tau get another detachment, it's one that allows them to take the Demiurge, which are basically Votann working with Tau. Why not get an ally faction for the ally faction? How would I suggest equipping Novitiates? With melee weapons, the superior wants to have the sword rather than the bolt gun. You want to have a blessed banner, sacred banner, and you want a simulacrum. Combat weapons, and then 1 or 2 flamers, they're kind of optional. I would, sure, take the flamers, why not? So 2 flamers, 2 banners, superior, and a bunch of people with knives. Yeah, that sounds fine. That sounds fine. Although what I did is take the Novitiate box and convert them into all the characters you ever need for your army. Like a Hospitaller, like a Dialogus, like a Dogmata, like a Palatine or Carinus. You're going to buy 3 units of Celestian Insidiants as soon as they come out. Alright. Very cool. Riptide variants? Nah, dunno. Plastic Kroot T-Rex? Yeah. What would I do if the Sisters got an upgrade kit? It would probably be 1 multi-melter on a sprue, so that the Battle Sister squad can take a multi-melter. Yeah, it would just be heavy weapons. And it's a, oh, what's this? A Retributor upgrade kit that gives you 2 more multi-melters? Now, I'm thinking for 11th edition, worst case, they say you can only take 2 multi-melters in the Retributor squad. Then 2 multi-melters, 2 heavy bolters is alright. Heavy bolters, I don't hate them on a Retributor squad now. 4 heavy bolters is pretty good when you've got 12 shots with sustained hits and you're rerolling 1s, and maybe you're getting +1 to hit. Hey, that's alright. You can chew through a lot of, like, Space Marine type bodies. And I keep coming up against World Eaters a lot. So having some heavy bolter Retributors is useful. Do you think 11th edition every faction will go back to the index again? I'm not thinking so. I think they'll probably do a core rules update because they've just gotten the rules into a good state. If they were to drop it, people would go, oh, well, like with Horus Heresy version 3, I'm going to stick with 10th edition for a while. And I hope they don't do that. And then every codex is invalid and so on. So I think more likely they'll stick as we are, rotate through the different factions, updating them as they go. And the rules will be mostly, if not entirely, compatible. Are we going to get a new kind of Manius Calgar? Why not? Calgar in Phobos armor, Calgar in a bike. I was going to say Calgar in Terminator armor, but we've got that one. Grey Knights would get a full rewrite. Really, the Grey Knights only need 2 more sprues? One to remake the Brotherhood so that they're bigger and cooler, and then as long as you have all the various weapons and things as the previous kit did, it's great. Video idea. How do you retrain your brain from sword is better than bolter, based on 10th edition to whatever 11th edition is? It's much like any other... I don't think that needs a video. It's much like when there's any other update. Like, oh, you don't put Retributors in an immolator. You did in this Sisters Index, and you see a lot of tournament lists from that time have Retributors in an immolator because the immolator used to give you full rerolls to wound. They don't anymore, so don't put your Retributors in immolators. You learn very quickly by playing one game. Astrid or Dogmata with a squad of Bolter Retributors? No character. I wouldn't add any character to them. There's no massive benefit. Astrid, like, yeah, you're getting a few shots, but you still need natural 6s, you only reroll wound rolls of 1. I think Astrid's better off with Dominions because more bullets is more devastating wounds. And you give them Stormbolters, and it's loads of shots. That's 16 Stormbolter shots, plus 4, 5, yeah, 10 bolter shots, plus whatever the superiors got. It's quite a few. That'll work. Any chances of fortifications or flies being usable? I don't think so. And I don't think there's any great hope for them next edition. No, they've gone through a, well, these fortifications didn't sell because a wall is not very interesting or dramatic for people. Nah. And flyers, it was weird how they had to have their own separate set of rules, which worked fine as a separate game, so there's Aeronautica Imperialis, but it's not the best when it's trying to integrate itself into 40k. I mean, Age of Sigmar is also doing different things with fortifications rather than being a piece of faction terrain. Is it still free or do they cost points now? Because they're alright. They're alright. New Guard Epic Heroes? Well, you're thinking like Yarick? Another Iron Hand Strachan? Slime Arbo? Yeah, these could happen. These could happen. Or they may just wait until next edition and do a bigger Katachan refresh. And they still need to sort out a bunch of other things with the 11th edition rules. Yeah. What happened to flyers? They just got very overcosted and they're not really too special. Stream started, okay.
As you might have gathered watching along at home, we are live audience to Warhammer.
Is the audio on? Can we hear it okay?
And we can, there are already thousands of you.
Yeah, I've turned it up. It's...
It was really fun.
Try that as audio.
France is here in enormous numbers.
They're having problems on their end. It's not me.
France is here in enormous numbers.
Yeah, they just have really bad sound on their end. It's not me. It's not me. On their stream, it's absolutely no better. It's cutting in and out all the time.
As you can gather, really excited and engaged home crowd as well. Fantastic.
They're just saying, could please cheer for me? And we're in the United States, and please, can we have Americans cheering? And my goodness, their microphones are bad. Okay, we've got the grand narrative. That's a nice Trazen person. There's a Deathwatch cosplayer, who is also one of the leaders. Yeah. People walking around. Good. Models being touched. The grand narrative looks nice.
Used to having to pause for applause after.
Yeah, there's some sound and then just silence because their microphones are not keyed in correctly. Something about the grand narrative.
And it first to think about, like,
It's one of these kind of things. And there's something really important happening in the 41st millennium. It's... Wow, that's amazing. I can't believe you're going to...
and many events.
Okay, he's been to a lot of birthdays and christenings. I'm glad. Good for you. Oh dear. I mean, this is what some of their streams are like as well. Yeah, maybe they should have tested their audio before they started. Ooh, who's to say? No, they're not talking about Celestials with guns. No chance. They're just naming, yeah, that's what they're doing. They're naming all of the Space Marine lieutenants that are coming. Okay, there's a reveal. It's plaguey people. Nice beastman. Fancy models. Yeah, this bit's coming through alright, that's fine. We are... Okay, yeah, it's Warhammer Quest. Great, okay. Fine, fine. That's not quite what I expected from a board game. I was thinking of something a bit more like... what was the one where you fight the vampires?
Ladies and gentlemen,
And they were really cool.
we are really excited to preview a
I
Warhammer
can't
Quest
remember
world.
the name of it.
Fantastic.
They didn't make enough copies of it, whatever it was. Yeah, it looks a lot Underworlds, which is not what I was expecting. Curse City, that's what I was thinking of. Thank you, thank you. Okay, yes, you got a bunch of creepy beast men, Nurgle people. Maybe they'll get their own standalone rules in Age of Sigmar. If they do, then they're not telling us about them, or maybe they are telling us about them right now and we just can't hear them. And you can't even lip read because they haven't got the people on screen. I have a bias for vampires. No, maybe. Bretonian Damsel, it's a special character. It's this lady on the left with the sword and a bunch of cool blue liquid coming out of a vial. Yeah, they look very nice. There are tiles. I can vaguely hear them say it's
Hey,
tiles.
ad-lib.
Yeah. I've maybe put the volume a little bit too high already. I'll put it down just a bit in case they do fix the microphone. Then I put a limiter on, so it's not going to just blow us out. So there's a guy. He is not a Bretonnian. He's a Manticore Knight, and he has a Manticore shield. Not a Bretonnian, though. Age of Sigmar doesn't have Bretonnians. Tiny indie company doing first time stream. Please forgive. Yes. No, they didn't. They didn't send Celestians, but with even fewer guns. He likes beasts, hence the Manticore head. There you go. There's the lady that's not a lady, but absolutely could be used as a Bretonnian damsel in Old World. It looks nice. They're not showing the top of the model, which is a shame, because you can see the very nicely done parts of the sword.
Descendant of a real prophet, lived her life.
Okay, I can hear it a little bit. Okay, Renegade sounds fine. I'm assuming that, like last time, they'll do the 40k releases last because people get super hyped about 40k and then they just disappear. So they're trying to keep as many people around as possible. It's a nice, say, Palatine conversion. I think it would look better as a Palatine than the current Palatine model. That's a dwarf. Just a dwarf. Nurgly people. The audio is apparently being worked on at the Games Workshop end. Okay, there's one of the, like, not rumor engines, but preview model. So it looks alright. He wants to shoot big things. And he's a centaur? Yeah, he's a weird centaur person. Okay. So that's like the wood elves that are not wood elves, that they're tree elves, but they're not tree elves fully.
I don't know if you can hear it at home.
There's a guy that's midway through transformation. So that's your druid that's half transformed. A chieftain of a tribe of savage warriors missing his middle teeth. Yeah, that's your standard Dungeons and Dragons druid.
People.
They live near the ruins of the Jade Abbey, which is where Darkwater is set. Ooh. So there's a Beastman. If you want another Beastman, but it's not a Nurgle Beastman. Are we going to show off the Nurgle things yet? Please show off the Nurgle things. I'd like to see the Nurgle things. Heroes are all good, but let's get to the villains, because the villains are the ones we might actually use in our games. Nope, it's another hero.
Jade Wizards, Warhammer.
Okay, there's a Jade Wizard. Again, something you want to use in Warhammer the Old World. You can see he's carrying a sickle, like a scythe. That's nice. That's very Gairan. Well, very Jade Magic. No Calgar so far. I know. Yeah, this looks like Underworlds rather than any modular tiles, so it'll be... As a game, I have found them very unrelenting. Uninteresting. And it's an arena combat game, which is not quite what you want from a narrative heroes going in to save a thing. Alright, okay, they're kind of creepy. The Maya Kelpies. I like the skull thing. You know, the antlers. Yeah, that's nice. You could use them as tokens for things. Show off that Beastman guy. Show off a bit more of the Beastman.
horrible in
It's very Beastman, it's very Nurgle, so we're getting our Plague Gores. Because we haven't had models for them. Recently, as far as I know. Okay, Nurgle sword in the not stone. Sword in the toad. It's a sword in the toad. An axe held by a tentacle. Fine. I can't get super excited by tokens that are not small, cute animals. If it was a Nurgling dragging a sword, then I could get on board. Then you could stick that in loads of places.
next
Okay, so we've got Nurgle cultists. And they have, like, the void thing. Okay, so maybe the story that I read in White Dwarf, where he gets, like, a void mouth at the end, is going to be more of a reference to these guys. Poxwretchers, although that was set in Shyish, which is the realm of death. If you want more Poxwalkers for 40k, these are some nice alternate Poxwalkers. Pestigores, yeah, getting some proper Pestigores would be cool. Re-release Silver Tower? Yeah, that could be good. That could be good. Something like old Warhammer Quest, Advanced Hero Quest style? Yeah. I mean, Hero Quest is amazing because they can make one board over and over look so good and play so well. Pestigores, excellent. So we've got Big Axe, we've got Shield and Melee Weapon, we've got slightly different Big Axe, Big Sickle. It's a nice, we've lost all the skin in our face kind of horned head. If you can still get the, still a current kit, the Plague Monks for the Skaven, one of those heads has like half their skin missing on one side of the head. Looks very freaky. Cankerborn, so I can't hear the lore about them. But if you want some Chaos Spawn, if you wanted something for your Accursed Cultist, these work. Beasts of Nurgle, why not? Pestigores look cool. Yeah, it's Poxwalkers but fantasy for them. Broadsword, yeah. That's a Hero Quest reference. Chaos Lord, could do. Demon Prince? Demon Prince is another option. They do look very good. So they're big Plague Bearers. A lot of Games Workshop things are, okay, take an existing model and make it bigger. Or take an existing model that has melee weapons and give them guns. Or a model that has guns and give them melee weapons. And that's how you get Zephyrim from Seraphim. So Blight Templars are Blight Lords. Yeah, we're talking proxying. Yeah. It's how you can use these models in 40k, since I assume more of you play 40k than Age of Sigmar. Big boys. Chunky boys. Ooh, that's a nice one with a weird arm.
My favourite model in the
No, you don't need to make any jokes about the weird arm. We already had them when we got the Genestealer Cult malformed prime dude. The one massive arm and the one little arm. I think they would make great Chaos Spawn. Yeah. The bigger ones, yeah. You know, it's not actually that bad that I can't hear a single word that they're saying. That is a nicely intricate fly symbol you've got on the chest. Very good, very good. I have played Age of Sigmar a lot. I liked first edition, I liked second edition, I like third edition. Are we on third edition or fourth edition now? The current edition I haven't played so much. It's not what I'm super into. They just changed so much of the rules.
Owl, Damon.
There's the comments. There they are. You couldn't help yourselves. That's a nice, you know, shaman, beastman shaman. Got one eye. Again, very good for Warhammer the Old World. No, we're now on 4th edition of Age of Sigmar. Okay. Yeah. So I haven't played much of 4th. It didn't really grab me, and there was so much other stuff going on. Especially for like 40k. Belga the Sistwitch. Now, I'm pretty sure that is another one of the previewed models.
Within the Jade Abbey, back when it...
If we have... could be. Yeah. Okay, the idea is, this is a lady who was part of a nice cult of ladies who would protect the waters and purify them, and it's like the Handmaidens of Sigmar kind of thing. And now she's watched the Human Centipede and decided, you know what? Let's do that. Human Centipede 2. Her and her friend. I don't like that. That's a bit weird. Then you got a big lad. So that's a good Chaos Lord or Demon Prince. Yeah. It's a lot of models because it's kind of a box in itself. Probably not going to be maintained for very long. It's a witch, yeah. So it's a boss. Yeah, you got your big boss character. Much as you had in Curse City, you have the big vampire. And I wonder if this guy will get his own name and his own rules, and there'll be legends in the next edition of Age of Sigmar. Or this edition of Age of Sigmar. And then next edition, they sort of disappear. Yeah, they're kind of like pigtails. Or big horns. Could be big horns. That's quite a friendly grin. Can you see that grin up in the top left? If you play Nurgle, that's a nice assortment of models. Okay, so now... the maps? I'm just trying to listen to what they're saying. Okay, so it's like instant play maps. So you rotate to a map, and that is the battle you're playing, or the mission you're playing. All of them perfectly laid out for that particular mission. Alright, not bad. And hey, if you wanted to like combine a bunch of them and make it into a battle mat, so you've got an interesting thing on your 40k table before you put your egg cartons and milk bottles on to be the terrain. I've also noticed that their middle monitor is currently lying down. I don't know if it's meant to be. If it's meant to be so they can see their own stream, or if just or if one of their screens is just broken and lying down on the job, much like the audio. Hey, maybe the audio is coming through that particular screen.
Don't want to paint your...
So it's saying that the models come like on a sprue color. So one of them's grey, one of them's beige. Wow, okay, great. It's a very nice bits box. Yeah, it's also a very nice just Nurgle stuff in general. And extra people. I'm sure that all of the models will get sold separately on eBay. Yeah, I think it's probably going to be, as it's a standalone game and as it's a Games Workshop game, we're probably thinking £120.
Games night, family.
Then pushing this as a game you can play with friends and family. Okay, I can see a bit more of the maps now.
Each of these is an entirely different scenario and situation. Which hours?
I mean, I like that concept.
delve through
If they did that for like a D&D book with preset scenarios, say, hey,
It's fun.
that works. I like that. Okay, so you can't actually take it all apart and have a battle mat out of it because it's a book. Right. We just say pounds.
4.
Multi-million pound company. Can't do audio.
looking in this.
Yeah, they did the pre-painted. No, sprues are all a different color with the underworld, so it's like here's your easily differentiated, easy to see which teams they've got. Okay, are they now actually fixing the audio? Yeah, it seems like an audio break, because at that point they were looking over to the side like something is meant to be happening. Pound sterling is just the word for money. So it's money. Pounds money. Yeah, so we're talking £120. Yeah, that's about 400 no, maybe not that many Australian dollars. Yes, it would be, because I was just converting it in my head into actual Australian dollars, which would be like 350 Australian dollars plus the transport. Okay, let me just mute that music at the moment. There's their technical difficulties. Nurglings in the system. So it's been a great first half hour where we haven't heard anything, and I need that to be changed before we get to the 40k stuff. But that's an okay Age of Sigmar box. I'm not going to get it. It doesn't excite me enough. A lot of the models are cool. If you play a Nurgle army, then it's something you may be interested in secondhand to get the models. I do like the concept of here's all the scenarios with the maps instantly laid out, but couldn't that have been done better with a board? I can see the actual mat getting ripped. I also do like one improvement over Curse City. You can see what the play area is before you start. One of the problems with Curse City and other like modular dungeon tile things is they would just keep expanding and you wouldn't know which way they're expanding, and suddenly you're off the table and you've got to reorient everything. Audio is for Warhammer Plus subscribers only. Absolutely. Rumors, Deathwatch veterans gone. You stop with your rumors. The rumors continue that the Deathwatch veterans are there and are expected to be there the rest of this edition. They're on the app, they're in the rules, they're in the faction pack index. You can still play them. And then maybe next edition they'll be moved slightly into Legends, but Legends in 11th edition may be mainstream 40k as well. Yeah, I've got a video on the Aquila kill team and the Deathwatch veterans, a sort of comparison, but more, how do you use the Aquila kill team in the various ways? I haven't played Morrowind, no. New Tidewall model, trust. Yeah. I can't see them going super into the whole, let's do a bit more with the fortifications. That's what we want. Yeah. Map books do work well. Yeah, for D&D. Oh yeah, map books do work well. Absolutely. No, I haven't played Morrowind, no. Expecting Tau Adventures to go to Legends? I forgot they weren't already. So yeah, that could be something that happens next edition. Next editions. Agents won't get a codex in 11th edition. Now, they had one in 10th edition. They had an index in 10th edition. Did they have one in 8th and 9th? I feel they did. It wasn't amazing, but it was there. And I think it was just extra rules. I can't remember how they did Agents in 8th and 9th edition. 7th edition, they had their own downloadable codex. I know there were definitely rules for all the Inquisition stuff, and Imperial Agents generally. And I think they called it Imperial Agents because of the Assassins. But yeah, the Tidewall's a transport. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I guess so. Narrative terrain pieces? Why not? Charge people with your buildings? Yep. Hit the shins, really irritate them. I mean, the Battle Sister stuff, people really like the Battle Sister terrain that you got in, that's the Battle Sanctum. It came in the previous Kill Team box with the Sanctifiers and also the World Eaters people. Yeah, Deathwatch veterans in the previous editions, they still had limits on the kind of weapons you could take, and some of the weapons. But yeah. The statue's very nice. People like the statue. It's taking them a very long time to just get a different... Hey, do what I'm doing. Stream off a travel laptop with a transport microphone. And let's go. Yeah, the World Eaters Goremongers. They're quite nice. Playing against them, they're pretty easy to kill. They are infiltrators and it's just 8 cultists. I don't know what they're like in Kill Team. I've never played against them in Kill Team. They're fine. It's just, what if we had the cultists, the jackals, but they were slightly different and there were slightly fewer of them? Why not? Everyone likes the Sword Lady statue. Either you like the sword, or you like the fire stick, or you like the feet. Or you like the big, very nice statue. Oh yes, the previous audio man has been taken away for servitorization. Oh dear. Yeah, okay, maybe there's a sprue for the microphone and they're clipping it out and gluing it together. A narrative combined arms gain where you had to spend so many points on air fortifications and air vehicles? Flyers? Yeah. Well, we used to have in 9th edition special dedicated things where like, okay, there's your flyers and you've got a separate add-on books you used to get. What was it called? But there was a few of them, and they were really good. And they kind of got moved into the 8th edition core rules. It's like, okay, here's an extra thing, here's an extra scenario for if you want to play dogfights on top of all of the shooting. And there was like a dogfight phase where one plane would shoot another plane, and the bombers would bomb things. How are we doing on this stream? We're not doing great on that stream. It's there, sure, why not? The thing about the psychic phase, I know it was its own phase. Some people didn't get to play in the psychic phase, and they kept changing how you do the psychic phase. And then there becomes, like in Warhammer Fantasy, the optimum level of Psyker to use. So Warhammer Fantasy, at the moment, you don't bother with level 2 wizards, you just take more level 1 wizards. You can have a level 4 wizard, or you might just be fine with a level 3 wizard. Vampire counts can't get to level 4 wizards. I think a lot of the psychic things are okay, because like Doombolt, that's just, I shoot gun. Oh, you're using this psychic power in the shooting phase? Then previous editions, like 6th edition, use it in the psychic phase, whereas in 4th edition, use it in the shooting phase. It's fine in the shooting phase because it is a gun. Aerial battles, yeah, that was in 8th edition, and they previously came in like 7th edition. And there was Stronghold, the name of the whole missions where one person is a defender, sets up the entire battlefield, and your opponent, everything deep strikes, apart from like transports. And things that can deep strike can charge after deep striking. What was that called? Sky something. The original book had Eldar fighting Vostrians, not Vostrians, Valhallans. It's good. Since you talk so much about Old World, will you do any videos on them? I'm not good enough in Old World to do anything other than I had fun playing Old World. It wouldn't be any advice things, it would just be I enjoyed a game, and a lot of people come to me for, how do I play this game better? What's the really deep stuff in how you play things? Stronghold Assault, that sounds right? Yeah, that sounds right. Thousand Sun Psychic Phase took ages. Yeah, Necron Tau Battle Sister Psychic Phase doesn't exist. Thousand Suns Grey Knight Psychic Phase, it's a whole different thing, and then you need specific stratagems that only work in the Psychic Phase. Yeah. It's a good book. These past expansions were very nice, and they were based off a lot of things they did in 4th edition, like City Fight. But with the way terrain is at the moment, the sheer number of ruins, everything is ruins just to make the game work. Everyone's playing City Fight all the time. And gyrocopters, I feel a lot of that's been stolen by the AdMech. Introduce Votan aircraft. Votan aircraft is Legends immediately. Well, we get that with a lot of people. No, a lot of the characters. They're people. Then you get like Sister Aveline, the Orc, Took, Black Took, the guy with Princess, the Squig. Yeah. They go straight to Legends. Never mind. Creating more Space Marines. Oh dear. This must be really annoying for the people who are at the event itself, who have been gathered together around a stage, who they might be able to hear in person. They must be able to, because there was announcements and then there was apparently clapping, unless the clapping was fake, because we didn't hear any clapping. Suspicious. Oh, well. People don't want the psychic phase back, but each power is set into a particular phase. Yeah, I mean, it works. And a lot of unit abilities is just, we do a thing. Bracket psychic? Okay, good. Yeah. Primary Sisters of Battle. We don't need them. The plastic battle sisters that we got in 2019 are sufficiently bigger than the metal battle sisters that they feel like they are. As some people say, primarisized. As some people think primarising something just means make the model again, but a bit bigger. And I understand that, because people weren't there. They weren't there between 7th and 8th edition when the Space Marines died. Where were you when Space Marines were killed? Oh wait, there's 500 new kinds of Space Marines. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate if they went back to pre-recorded stuff. It would be better done, and we could see it all. And yeah, it would have that actual polish. I mean, we already have the segments in it already. What are you going to do if you've got... I don't know. What's the main benefit of it being live? Tell me what's the benefit of them doing it live. If it's just they can react to questions, that's about it. Zetitius, have I got round to doing the Decimus / Aquila kill teams yet? I have. I've played them. The video is part done. At least I've played all the games with them, so I know what it's like. The video may be out on Monday if I get back from this event that I'm at in good time on Monday, because I'm staying over on Sunday night and then going Monday. If trains are on time, if I get there, it may be Monday. If there's something crazy and super amazing from this and there's loads of downloads to look at, then I'll do a Monday video on something from this preview, and I'll move that special kill team video over to like Tuesday or Wednesday. It depends when I get it done. But I played them, and I like the Aquila / Decimus kill team a lot better. It works better in practice than on paper. Yeah, here I was thinking I might be able to sleep tonight. But no, here it is, 1 a.m. Is it done yet? Oh no, no. No, it isn't. Why would it be done? They can't run an audio stream. Okay, they put the Dark Water stuff out, so nothing special there. They're live blogging that they have technical issues. Great. But they reckon they'll be back with more soon. I do need to look at the Grand Narrative stuff as well, because they have a nice live blog going. Which is like, okay, this fight on Mordian is now also taking place with some of the fighting happening on Katachan. Why not? Get the Katachans involved. There's some really nice cosplayers that I've seen. And also, if you look at... I'll stick it in chat just in case you are especially interested. There are some scenario downloads. They're quite fun to play. You just need to remember that last year they were played in sequence. So some of them had no instructions about where to put some objective markers. The thought was you just play where the person who played on this board previously had put the objective markers. There was like a deploy objective markers mission. So the next game you play on it, the objective markers are already there from the previous person. Oh, I hope the American internet isn't like a government institute that's been shut down. That's nasty. Ooh, 30 aberrant bioscientific lists went 3-0. Excellent, first at a tournament. I wouldn't say you got lucky. That detachment has gotten a lot better. You can bring back pure strains more easily and aberrants more easily since the detachment was first released in the Codex. And one of the stratagems actually works again. People had been saying, after the many nerfs to Host of Ascension, perhaps Biosanctuary Brood Surge would be the way to go. I think it's much better. I think that Final Day is the way to do it. I've been playing Final Day Genestealer Cult for a while. And it's fine. I've got some more Von Ryan models recently. I can mostly get it to work. A lot of the stratagems I don't use, and you need very specific Tyrannid units. You need a lot of gargoyles. So I keep doing all right with Final Day. I think that may be the way to go, and that's where we'll go with tournaments. Have you missed anything? Yeah, no. Board game preview, so if you like Nurgle models, that's something coming out. If you get great matchups and you went first all 3 times, that changes it a bit. Going first with Biosanctuary Brood Surge is very important. Whereas Final Day, you have enough. If you have If you have Von Ryans, they have free heroic intervention. Very useful. Yeah, awesome Nurgle models. Very nice Nurgle models. Genestealer Cult has more representation at the World Champions of Warhammer than the Tyrannids? No. I'll believe you. Why not? Very cool. Oh, that's a very nice Sisters cosplay. Very good. This was meant to be for like... this live stream is the 40th anniversary of Warhammer? Like Games Workshop? No, because they're doing it in the next White Dwarf. That's where they're showing up hey, we've been going for 40 years. Let's look at all the things we've done. One of the things they haven't done is have a working audio on their team. All right. At the moment, I would probably be painting something, but I haven't got any models with me apart from the ones I've got for the event, and I've already glued the broken ones back together. Battle Sisters just do not travel well. Doesn't matter what I put them in. They don't go well. I mean, if you want to buy any models, might as well mention right now, in the description, there's loads of links to various places to get much cheaper Games Workshop models. And in the United States, War Games portal, that's an updated link because the previous one has been discontinued. So if you were buying things from the United States War Games portal with my affiliate link, it's a new link. It's the one in the description is correct. And if you want paintbrushes, I have a discount code for the Golden Maple paintbrushes, so you get 20% off. Yeah, see, I have magnetized some of the models, and yet, as soon as you take them out and you put them on the table or on a tray, and the tray shifts slightly, they touch each other, and then it breaks. No, I'm not streaming from home right now. I am streaming from a friend's house who I'm staying with for an event. A lot of them just get broken. I just nudged one, and it fell over. That's all it did. The Battle Sister fell over, head came off, both arms came off. It was awful. Right, I don't know if it's actually back on. They're just being very loud at the moment, so that I want to turn down. There we go, that's more reasonable.
Welcome back, everybody.
Oh, no.
Live on the stream.
I'll just keep that turned down for you.
Difficulties. We have just seen the incredible new Warhammer Quest Darkwater, and we're going to move swiftly on, as quickly as we can, to the rest of our amazing miniatures coming up soon.
We're staying in the mortal realms of more Warhammer Age of Sigmar. Let's roll the next slide.
Here we go. So we've seen Dark Water. What would be cool after all those fantastic miniatures?
What are the comments about the audio? Not great. Okay, so separately they're doing Pestigors. Very nice. I assume different models to the ones in this board game they've just shown off. More Putrid Blight Kings. I don't think they needed a refresh. I think they were good enough already. That's a nice freaky model. Oh, is that our guy that sops the poisons? I can get behind the knights. There we are. Festus the Leech Lord. Yeah. So he's got a redo from Warhammer Fantasy. Alright, alright. That's a nice horse.
What a fantastic reveal of new...
Wow, it does not match up. The audio does not match up with their lip movements.
Some of those things in an excited way. Eddie, let's start breaking down what we just saw.
Absolutely. So this is an enormous new expansion for Warhammer Age of Sigmar.
They do look very good.
Loads of new kits.
Yeah.
The largest release of
if the audio gets too much, then I can turn it down again or mute them again, and we'll just have me talking over it.
Even more Pestigors coming out.
So we've got Pestigors. They are different to the ones in the box set they just showed off.
Dark Water. These are
got a nice banner.
Multi-part plastic kit. You can make
Fancy.
loads of different ways, and they are just as
There's a dude with a tiny prod.
Like as you would hope a Pestigor unit would be.
Yeah, fantastic. And you can see sort of all the hallmarks you'd expect from Pestigor. The
got big bellies, slopey shoulders, goat heads, cow heads. Yeah, someone's had to look at a lot of rotting cow heads before they sculpted these models. Those are freaky. Those are freaky. Yeah, the guys on the horses look good.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. But they're not the only new infantry models.
They went underwater for Darkwater. Yeah, there you go.
This crunch of reveals. I'm really excited by the next one. We have the Rot Swords.
So the Rot Swords are just Chaos Warriors. They're Chaos Warriors, but of Nurgle. There you go. Why not? But they're not as big and fat as the Blight Kings. Blight Lords. Blight Lords. I haven't got my usual chair. I'm sitting at a bad angle. So it's a multi-part kit. There's banners. There's a guy covered in bells. Good. They can dish out the pain. They can do something on objectives. Got hiccups now. It's a nice helmet. I think they're saying you can paint them various ways. Yeah, you can. They're models. They're your models. You can paint them. Wonder if they'll release a working microphone. No. Okay. They've got a little bit of a glow up. It looks fine. It looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Show me the Leech Lord. Come on. There's a theme. Big axe, standard for Nurgle. Yeah, Plague Marine proxies as an option. Yeah. They've also got nice robes. I like the robes. That's like, hey, I am a king, so I have fancy robes. Pink Nurgle army? Oh, someone's done it. Why not? The shields are concave? Yeah, some shields were in the past. It was the idea that, okay, the blow would go inwards towards the brass part and not do as much damage, whereas if it slides off, then it might go onto your arm or something. Very good. Fancy horns. You can tell their level of status from the size of the horns. The Slovenly Knights look a bit better. Those tongues do not look healthy for the horses. You got
and
big
these
axe,
hit like
you got a flail, you got a maul. Very good. Yeah, those are disgusting horses.
fair to say the main
The main event.
Festus the Leech Lord, a hero that we're familiar with from the world that was, now fully imbued.
All right, Festus the Leech Lord. So we got creepy tentacle stomach. Same face. I like that. You got all of the files. Because his story was he tried to cure a disease. He was really good at it, and he kept going. And then there were some diseases he couldn't cure.
Happy Leech Lord or sad?
Happy or sad Leech Lord. All right.
If you want to know what to call his mount, it's called Gathoblight.
Gathoblight. Oh, that's cool.
It sounds like Gaffoblight. That's a gaff? Or blight?
Magic and in combat, basically
Body hung upside down?
power out of nearby enemy units, power himself up, heal himself. Just a really
Assuming it doesn't move very fast because of, you know, the slug.
for your Nurgle armies. I think again,
Festus the Leech Lord, very good.
candidate for a painter as well. Loads of lovely details. on
Death
the back
Rider
there.
proxy,
He's got his
optional.
Weird collection of concoctions and putrid things with him.
Yes, this is the guy from Total War. Yes, if you played Warhammer Total War,
Yeah,
he's one of the lords.
and where might one learn
More
how
sluggy than a toad dragon. Yeah, I would say it's more sluggy.
Get their rules? Well, it will come as no surprise. There will be a new Chaos Battle.
All right, so a new Maggotkin of Nurgle book.
This is everything you need to understand.
Is this going to be all we see from Age of Sigmar? Maybe. Maybe not.
Absolutely. More than one new book on it. Oh, sorry, there's something else here.
Do you like Sad
We've also got
Festus
some
or Happy
Regiments of
Festus
Renown
better?
Alongside the Battle Tome. There are several Regiments of Renown you can use inside the new Battle Tome. One of them is going to be made available as a new box set. This is the Pustules. There's also a new Spearhead, which has...
So okay, Spearhead is your new...
absolutely.
That's just
Anybody
generally
play
Nurgle
Spearhead?
stuff.
We've been playing a lot of
The
Spearhead,
Regiments of Renown are like an ally thing
office.
that you can get on.
Quite enjoying it. And this one gives you...
When it gets louder, it should hopefully be clearer, says Warhammer in the Warhammer chat.
Also, there is another book on the way. Eddie, what is
I think
Blighted
it's
Wild?
okay cover art. I think that's fine.
Narrative expansion for Warhammer Age of Sigmar. A path
Oh yeah, gotta have happy.
And this effectively allows you to play games in the Blighted Wild, which is within the realm of Gyron that has been infested by the forces of Nurgle. So
There's
you
your
can
path
play
to glory. So that's
either
your
as the forces of
fantasy
Nurgle trying to corrupt it, or as the
crusade
forces trying
rules.
to drive back or hold back the Plague Fathers League.
And they're still doing the whole Gyran Nurgle is fighting there that they've been doing since first edition. I would have thought they've moved on from that.
Doing? Right. So,
It's
we're gonna
intermittent, but
take
we
a
sometimes
little
have
bit of
audio.
a change of pace now and show you something that we're very excited about that you're going to see more of in the next
Okay, what we're going to
year.
see? What we're going to see?
2026 is looking very good.
I'll turn up the volume as they're actually working on volume now.
Let's have a look ahead.
We've got In the Grim Darkness of Somewhere. Battle Sister. Ooh. Ooh. Battle Sisters.
What were those things?
Eldari.
I'm assuming this is a new Warhammer animation.
Shall risk everything for this.
Sacred Rose represent.
How do we fight ghosts?
Then this war will last forever.
Yeah, there's going to be all their Warhammer animations coming. Okay, I can look forward to them reusing some of the assets.
The next wave of Krieg.
Yep, there's the Krieg asset from before. We've seen that before already.
The Emperor.
Battle Sister. Sacred Rose Battle Sister. Not quite the right colour for lasguns, I would have thought. But Battle Sisters going off to fight either orcs. Okay, so they're fighting the orcs, right? And then the Aeronautica is against the Eldar.
We will not abandon these souls. You have my word.
Even more Black Talon. That's a World Eaters, or Khorne Berserker generally. Heavy Bolter time. Deathwatch Skull. That's an Novitiate.
Merciful Emperor.
Nice. I'm gonna have some more clips of Battle Sisters to play at some point in my videos. Ooh.
That was really cool.
Glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed
Yeah.
that. We saw loads of
That was a weird lasgun,
like
yeah.
snippets from forthcoming animation.
Definitely looked like it was
Give us some insight into
an
what we
autogun.
saw.
Yeah, so we're not going to go into too much detail today
Palatine-
in terms of the
probably
names
Palatine,
of
yeah.
some of those things, the titles of them, but we can tell you some of the things about them. We
Eldar
absolutely
Aerial
got
War,
new
yeah.
animations on their way from Warhammer Plus very soon. There's some factions we absolutely saw there. We've got some Sisters of Battle, Order of the Sacred Rose. There's some Eldar.
Could be different coloured lights. Could depend on the crystals you use.
There's some Orcs. There's a couple of
But yeah,
Space
it looked like an
Marines
autogun.
there. We've also got the finale.
Even
of
though
the
it was
first
shaped
season
like a
of
lasgun.
Black Talon on its way very soon with Be'lakor and Turnus up to their mischievous, devious tricks again. Also in that, we've got.
Ah, yeah, Be'lakor's probably going to be with Black Talon.
Yeah. People do.
That was the thing I thought was really exciting, was seeing the incredible amount of effort and talent that's going.
Is start collecting video still the
making
most
something
accurate?
good, right? When we saw sort of the.
I think
orchestra playing
the most
score
recent one
and
I
the
did
voice
was
actors,
the thumbnail has like
really gives you a
one
sense of
model
how much
pointing
work's
towards
going on.
1,000 points.
Yeah, there's a lot
I think
of
that's the
very
most
talented
recent
people
one.
doing a lot of very
They're
work
good.
there, and
It still
sort of
works.
make sure,
Still works. We haven't had any
push
major
forward really
changes in the
hard
last
to
year.
make sure that Warhammer can be the best it can be.
Still can barely hear what they're saying other than we've put money into the audio and the visuals to make sure that the Warhammer Plus things look amazing. I've got water, I know, I'm sorry, I've got hiccups.
And I'm just going to press you a little bit. When the sort of the camera panned out and you saw the desks with the monitors.
Yeah, we never know how they
Space Marines
fire.
were-
In the
They did look
Gene
like Space Marine
Stealer
Terminators.
Cult, I think it was like New Life animation. Very good animation.
I'm
Quite good
excited.
animation.
I'm probably too
Then we see
excited.
someone like
Right.
breach clearing a
Well, that was fun.
lasgun,
If you
so
wanna
the
watch all
light
those
can get
shows,
stuck
and
inside.
loads more besides Warhammer Plus is where you'll find them all. So, we need to go now to the Age of Darkness. The
I
Horus
need
Heresy.
to go now. My people need me.
Fantastic. So, we've got some exciting things coming down the road for the Horus Heresy very soon. Here are our first reveals. We are looking
right.
at the Legiones Astartes
So we've
Siege
got
Assault Battle Group.
The big
What is
dreadnought,
a Siege Assault Battle Group, I hear you say.
but combat.
Well, good news.
Do you remember how I said earlier in the stream that they might just take a unit that has guns, swap out the guns for melee weapons? And now it's a new unit. There's your breaches. Someone really wanted new breaches.
Mark III Legion Breacher Squad.
There you
This
go.
is your Space Marines in
Breaches.
iron armor with enormous big shields and all sorts of specialist breaching weapons.
Did I just
I'm
hear a
of the
Discord
opinion
ping
that
from
iron
them?
armor is the greatest mark of armor ever invented.
Wasn't from me.
Breaches are the greatest type of Space Marines invented. These ones are just for me.
These are just for you. You've got all the things you would want.
Yeah, there was a Gene
from
Stealer Cult
Warhammer.
animation on
You've got
Warhammer Plus. It was
got
pretty
shields
short.
and bolt
It
guns.
was
You've also got
like
ground guns in there,
2D
buttons
animation.
for getting through there, bits to make your start,
I know.
everything you would need.
I need a straw or something
Yeah, fantastic.
when I'm drinking.
Backing them up in their mission to launch Siege Assault.
I'll get the name.
We have the very welcome new Cataphracti Terminators.
Ooh, Cataphractic Terminators.
This is two kits.
The
on
old
their way
models
to
are still
Cataphractic
fine.
Terminators. You've got this one
These will
which
just be
is
slightly
right now
bigger.
with Volkite charges and power balls, and there is also a kit on the way with combi bolters and power fists. Both of these kits also include upgrades for things like heavy weapons. You've got heavy flamers, autocannons, that sort
Okay.
of thing. And these Cataphracti are now scaled in line with the rest of the Horus
Yeah,
Heresy
it's slightly
range, so they
upscaled.
power over anybody wearing power armor foolish enough to challenge them in a fight.
Fantastic. And I think one of the more popular marks of Terminator armor as well is
Yeah, certainly up there. Also in this box set, you have a Leviathan Siege Dreadnought. He isn't new, but he is
Yep,
awesome. He
as
comes
we
with these guys
thought,
in the
it's a
box as
Leviathan
well.
Siege
So
Dreadnought.
this
Why
will
not?
also be available separately as well. So if for some reason you didn't want a Leviathan Dreadnought in your life, it should be crazy. If you didn't want it, you can get these.
Small Leviathan Dreadnoughts. Why not?
fantastic.
I think they're
So
still a bit
all of
too
these
big.
things
I
are
think we've
united
gone
by the
from
like of
this is a
sieging.
perfectly fine scale to
It's not
no,
the
this is too big.
only new kit or box set coming along for the Horus Heresy. There is
Ooh,
more.
Skitari.
May we-
Skitari Battle Group.
May we introduce you to the Mechanicum Skitari Battle Group? The stuff in here is mind-blowing. I remember seeing it for the first time and just being absolutely like blown away by it. Let's break down what comes.
The animation is called A New Life on Warhammer Plus.
First are the Skitari Battle Pilgrim Corpus. These are the predecessors to the Skitari legions that you might know from Warhammer 40,000.
All
At the time
right.
of the Horus Heresy, the
So we have the
splits, you end up
legs.
with two fabricated generals, and the Skitari.
These are your basic
at that
Skitari,
time
but somehow
split
they're going to be
under
way
each of those
cooler because
fabricated
it's
generals.
30k.
The ones that side with the War Master under Kelbor Hal go real dark.
Yeah, they like blood. They come from the planet.
It's a little
named
grim.
After the god of war, so it's no surprise really that they do like shedding blood. So certainly the traitor Skitari go a bit off the rails. But even the loyalist ones at this point are still savage, warrior pilgrims of Mars. They are irradiated fanatics.
Yeah, they're quite a different beast, aren't
Creepy.
And you
They
can
look
see
a lot
in
like
weapons and
the
things that they carry,
people
how
from,
different they are.
was
This
it
is their leader,
Warhammer
is the
Old?
Battle
No.
Pilgrim Marshal.
Yeah, really nice multi.
The people from the Realm of Death in Warcry. That's the feeling I'm getting.
One, a punchy one, and a zappy one.
I mean, that's pretty much exactly what he's got. If
You can use
looking for,
Skitarii in 30k. Yeah,
more details on it,
Baby Stiltwalker?
he's got-
Absolutely.
Service
Yeah.
Warhead has got a lot
They're a little bit grim, a little bit dark, a little bit different.
There's also another thing. There we go. The Voltrax Stratos Automata.
So the combat force
available
is
to the
Terminators we already had, but a little bit bigger.
Battle Pilgrims.
And it's the Dreadnought
It's
that we already
a
had,
ground
but
unit which
with
is
swords.
pushing
Combat
the
weapons.
edges of what's allowed in technology. And if you're familiar with the Warhammer 40,000 range, you know what some of these things end up becoming.
Yeah, absolutely. So this
Okay.
can go into battle alongside your Skitarii,
Battle
or
Pilgrim
you can include
Corpus,
it
so we're going
in
very
the wider
religious.
Mechanicum army. The Skitarii themselves
Creepy
can
flying
be
thing.
fielded almost as a self-contained force.
So is that
but
like
they can also
a
slot
bloke
in quite
drone,
happily into
but
the whole
Mechanicum?
Mechanicum army. So this is a great little expansion if you've already pledged yourself to Mars, to one of the various fabricator generals. This is a welcome expansion.
There's going to be some fun new things to learn about these.
Yeah,
guys
it could
as
be a
well.
blight
They've got
drone, yeah.
Weapons that I wasn't familiar with the name of at this.
But for the Mechanicus. So Dark Mechanicus
bloke
bloke drone, if you wanted.
So Volt Lock pistols, Volt Lock arquebuses, and they are. It's more of that like weird esoteric Martian.
Okay,
technology
okay.
that perhaps the wider Imperium hasn't.
Loyalist bloke drone.
It's either
Let's
a little
go.
bit heretical or Mars just
Don't think they're going to have
doesn't
40k
want to
rolls though.
share.
Yeah, absolutely.
Except for the Death
All
Guard.
of the rules and the lore behind these models.
So
can be
this is
contained in the Steel Hand
Skitarii,
Mars,
but they're just calling it
which is a
Skitarii,
Journal Tactica.
not Mechanicus. I'm not. That's not ideal, but never mind.
Okay.
That's fine.
And he can
I
see
like a
some
lot of the
statistics
previous
from,
stuff they had,
we got the Marshal
like the
here.
zombified servitors.
His pistol
I thought that was a bit
Volt
better.
pistol.
This is like, you know how it's
and yeah, I think
30k?
if you've,
Well, we
been
took something
enjoying
40k
collecting
and
some of the,
slightly
Mechanicum
modified it,
models for your
and now
Heresy collection,
we're calling it
this is a really
30k.
welcome addition, right? Build out your.
Absolutely. So yeah, Heresy fans getting a lot of stuff on the way very soon. Staying.
Yeah, on Nurgle's your
the
bloke drone.
Darkness, we have a few more things.
But perhaps a little.
It's not Dark
There
Mechanicus.
we go. Any
But it
Legions
could have been.
Imperialis fans in the room?
We
There
don't know
go.
if anyone's
So,
cheering for
if you
Legions
like your
Imperialis.
Heresy, small or just far away.
It could be nobody.
Then can we interest you in the Saturn?
Oh, right, okay.
Earlier in the year.
So there's your Saturnine, there's your Mastodon.
Mastodon.
I think it's the
Earlier
Mastodon.
in the year, we had Saturnine release, which was the new.
So it's
box set of
big
Horus Heresy.
little Terminators.
This is
big,
the
little
Saturnine
dreadnoughts.
models entering the Legions Imperialis game. We've put a model from the big Heresy range alongside it, so you can get a sense of the scale because these are 20 models.
And you got
these
characters, some characters. And has their live stream just crashed? Yeah, maybe no one's cheering. Legions Imperialis has a few fans. It's like the number of people who played. What was the Titan game? Titanicus? Yeah, Titanicus, yes. Yeah, people at that scale just play Titanicus because you have the Titans. They're kind of cool. People have had it for long.
Terminators. Here you can see the Saturnine
And
Command Squad.
keeps it going.
These are like.
No, it hasn't crashed. Just kept
Plasma
going.
cannon. If you're curious about how this stacks up
Imperialis
against
is
your Warhammer
okay. I
Horus
find it
Heresy,
okay.
Dreadnought,
It's
about
like
the same
the
size as
previous
Plasma
version of
cannon.
Kill Team, so I
The advantage,
recommend
of course,
getting
of
some
Legions
40k
Imperialis
models
is
and
you
playing the
field entire
2018
formation
version of Kill Team
right?
instead,
So you can have an entire Saturnine
which is
army
also
with,
very similar
hundreds
to
of
the
Terminators
Apocalypse
on the
version they did,
Yeah, also inside the Saturnine.
which was based on
battle group,
D12 dice.
You get some other great additions. You get the Mastodon.
You
and the
assign like
Raptor
orders to
platform
people, and then you
Adaptators.
carry out the orders
All the things
in
you
like
need
the
to
order,
have a really
rather than
great
I go, you
force,
go.
of course.
Yeah,
You want
Adeptus
to unleash
Titanicus
the,
is quite fun.
technology
Then you have to measure,
that
manage your
The
reactor,
weapon platform is
your
worth
power.
pulling out some new guns it's got.
You can target
now that it's
enemies'
in, Legions
particular
Imperialis
systems.
scale, along with the quad autocannons, there is also
So there you
the
go,
option for
plastic
twin Punisher
Mastodon.
cannon and
Yeah, the Aureus
Aureus
heavy
frag,
frag
that's the
missile
one.
launcher.
Yes, so loads of different choices to put on your weapon platforms to kill whatever your opponent happens to be putting down on the battlefield.
And they look really cool when you get these.
Anti-air is kind of necessary in the
So,
game because
there's more
flying
for
units
Legions Imperialis. There
can
is
be
an
just horrible.
absolute deluge.
If you
this is
control the sky,
Legions Astartes combined
it's
armed
so
cavalry.
easy to
It's all
keep
stuff
winning.
You've seen before. We won't linger on it too long.
Can
I would
be,
say
can
this
be
is
easy.
a great way of
Can
getting
be.
a whole bunch of Space Marines for your Legions Imperialis games. like
And then there's a big
units and
box.
tanks and vehicles
Separate big
and all of
box.
this stuff.
It's kind of an army in a box, or certainly.
So
a
it's
small
kind of an army
very
in a
easy way to
box.
expand. This is also a box on its way for Solar Auxilia, doing a very similar sort of thing. Loads of different units. You've got some super heavy, some infantry, some scout units, some Ogrins, all sorts.
Okay.
Perfect. Now, let's talk
Yeah,
about
Mastodon is a
super
big
heavies for a
brick.
moment. My favourite tank.
All right,
in
what
the
super
Horus
heavies have we
Heresy,
got?
in the entire Warhammer
There's the
universe,
Fellblade.
Is the Space Marine.
Oh,
Legion
1:30.
Here
We
it is.
still haven't got to
Comes as
proper
like a
40k
super kit.
stuff.
The other thing
Because this
inside
is all
that kit we just
30k.
saw
And
is
maybe
the
then
Glaive
they'll
super heavy.
announce something for
Glaive.
Battlefleet Gothic, but 30k.
There are more super heavy tanks on their way.
I've
to
done
Space
my,
Marines
ooh,
as
what's
well,
coming?
As well as the Fellblade and the Glaive. There is a second kit on its way, which makes
But
a
never mind.
Falchion super heavy tank, and also
Got a little
brand new
falcon,
super heavy tank
falchion,
we've never seen
falchion.
before. The
A tiny
Ascalon
knife.
super heavy tank with the largest tank portable flamer in the Age of Darkness.
Okay, I don't think the
Yeah,
Space
that-
Marines needed a
you just really
Malcador
wanna burn
Infernus, but
somebody
there
at
we
one point,
go.
Yeah, that is the
There's a
same size
Malcador
flamer that you
Infernus,
get on
but it's a
Titan
Space Marine thing.
for scale.
So yeah, the Legions Imperialis.
They're not going to release that in 40k.
Well, right now.
They're eating good. They're eating good.
Or they may eventually do it in proper 30k.
There's got to be.
It's a Malcador Infernus crossed with a Baneblade, but the Space
Marines
Marines have it.
That we just showed you. You'll find that in.
Wasn't
Journal of
necessary
TGF,
as a
the
thing.
Ruin of the Salamanders. If you really like Salamanders, don't look too close to the cover because that is an Iron Warriors Fellblade driving over your mate.
Yeah, army in a box will be. They said it's not quite an army in the box. It's nearly an army in a
Someone's
box.
gonna lose. Sorry, Salamanders.
We're now on
Right,
tiny
so
30k.
we're not.
Oh, yeah, we also have
quite done
Necromunda.
in the,
So that'll be at least
Legions.
40k
We need
stuff.
to take a tiny detour.
I
and we
know,
talk about
I
something,
can't.
like new
Stop.
and interesting. If you've
The
been
hiccups.
enjoying reading and discovering.
Their stream died again. Can't wait for Scutari and Imperialis in Legions Imperialis. Could be something happening. Yeah,
The Horus Heresy series.
drink it from the other side of the
Introducing
glass.
here for the first time a new first volume in it is Horus Rising. What is the Horus Heresy saga?
That's
I
some
hear you ask?
fancy
It's
art.
12 volumes, which have been selected by the Black Library to take you through the Horus Heresy. Otherwise, you're facing like 54 books.
All right, so there's going to be a 12-book
What this does is it
compilation
includes sort
of the Horus Heresy
story
books.
arc of the Heresy and a lot of those main events. So things like Ispan 3, Ispan 5.
Right, so
the betrayal
it
at
gets rid
Cal,
of all of the filler
Prospero,
episodes.
Loads of these
Basically that.
key events that you really need to understand to make your way through the whole
Because
Horus Heresy.
the whole
The,
Horus Heresy
Eddie's
books,
holding a copy
it's
the
a lot of
hardback
books.
right now. If you're in the room,
not
come and have a
many
look
of
at the
them
end
are
of the
that
show.
good.
It's a beautiful volume.
Horus Rising is very good.
Artwork.
Fulgrim
There'll be a
is very good.
paperback edition coming in the future afterwards as well. These are intended for people who maybe a lot of us in this room have probably
Yeah,
followed
they
the
didn't
Horus
have to do
Heresy
this
for years,
live.
right? If you're new and you want to know where to start, well, this is a fantastic starting point. Horus Rising is one of the most popular books in all of the Black Library.
Horus Heresy Omnibus, essentially, that's essentially what it is.
There we go.
No, they don't do 40k releases
Right,
till the end.
I guess the thing to talk about with Horus Rising is this is kind of the book that like launched the Horus.
So
Heresy
Horus Rising
into
will
the,
be Horus
fame and the
Rising,
notoriety that,
maybe the
we're
one
familiar
after,
with today.
which they didn't call Horus Falling.
Ooh, there we go. What a lovely book. Here we go. The cover art is fantastic.
Yeah,
Horus
Fulgrim's good.
Lupacel looks like a really
Some of them
swell
with,
guy.
like,
I would follow him. Definitely.
The Iron
I think-
Warriors are good.
It's all going to turn out just fine.
There was an assassin book that wasn't great.
Who wouldn't trust that guy? Fantastic.
Is Horus
Right.
important to the
So,
story? Yeah,
We
maybe.
are moving on now. We've been to the Age of Darkness. Let's return for a moment to the old world if we can.
All right, so when we're returning to the old world, we're not quite returning to
Right.
the old world because we haven't really been here before.
Play the video.
The enemy are at the walls.
All right, so we're doing Cathay. Good.
Now is the time for every citizen to take up arms.
The Great Wall.
The great mages of the celestial court stand with us.
Okay.
Together, we
Oh, little
defend
not
our
Zinj bird.
homeland.
Interesting.
This great bastion.
There's
has
their
stood
variation
for
of the 8 Winds of Magic.
3,000 years. It shall not fall today.
So we've got Pervasives. I feel they're already out, but they're not. So we've got Archers, we've got Gunpowder. This is looking like Eldar, but China. Empire, but China. guy on a not horse? Griffin, or is it a horse? Might be a horse. They tend to do a lot of horses in the old world rather than griffins. Griffins are more of a Age of Sigmar thing.
Yes. So, Warhammer: The Old World, obviously, has come back. We've gone back. To
So
the
it
world
seems that
was.
Cathay
It's been
was
a lot of
sold
fun for
well
those
for
of us
them.
that have gone there. One of the huge stories out of Warhammer: The Old World, of course, has been Cathay, which is an army we'd never previously had a chance to visit. We had that.
I was
army
there when
released,
Horus killed the
in not
Emperor.
too
Yeah,
distant
that was
past.
great. That was great.
And very exciting release. And this
Horus
is a
gets back
huge
up again?
expansion for
That's
that
the next one?
faction. There's loads of good stuff on the way, including Astromancers of the Celestial Court.
So until now, if you've been using a Grand Cathay army...
Okay, so this is maybe the other half of the army. Now all I need to do is that for like Emperor's Children, Imperial Agents, World Eaters. I would say Votan, but their take on the Votan was, what if we just did the same thing we already have? But again, maybe.
With some much needed magical backup.
Yeah. Multi-part plastic kit as well. So really lots of cool little options in there. You can have a look.
There's potential for a big market in China. Potential. Their biggest market's definitely America and the UK.
He does have a little crow man with him.
Which is a familiar, if you
More Death Watch, perhaps.
Right.
But you know, they'll just do fixed loadout kill
in
teams.
the narrative of what's taking place in
So, like, imagine the
Old World
Indomitor
right
kill
now,
team,
a
but
lot
you
of the
have to
army of
take
Grand Cathay has deployed to the
5
Old
regular
World
bolt gun
proper
guys.
to help reinforce against the Horde.
1 melter, 1
harassing
plasma,
in the north. And that leaves
and
the,
like 2
peasant
combat
levies the
people.
responsibility of manning the Great Bastion.
Yeah, so you got some archers.
So that's what we have here is some of the
Peasants
peasant
with
levy.
bows.
These are just ordinary citizen soldiers called to arms. Here you can see them with bows. There's not been a lot of missile units in Grand Cathay except for its artillery pieces
Spears,
until now.
just
So these are a
generic
really welcome
spearmen?
unit. We've also got them with spears.
Do
if you want.
these
Yeah.
units
In
already
game
have
terms, this also
rules
gives
in
you
the
like a really
Cathay
useful
army book?
disposable unit that you
That's
can
where I
have.
was going,
So,
yeah.
Currently, you're having to rely on your Jade Warriors, which are
I
really
don't
the
know.
elite of your forces. But sometimes you just need
Fancy
to use to kind
hats.
of get in the way of something, or to block a charge, or to fall back, or just to die, so that other units don't have to.
Just
Peasants
die. Just
give
have
you
some
that
guys to
option.
die.
Cruel world.
It's a cruel world.
Now, we talked a little about missile units available to the armies of Grand Cathay. There are 2 new missile units on the way as part of this reinforcement set. First, the Iron Hell Gunners. The forges of Nangao have been blazing hot to make new weapons and munitions for the armies of Grand Cathay. The Iron Hell Gunners are functionally blunderbusses. These things tear through heavy infantry.
It's a nice
short
banner.
range,
I mean, it's a little
devastating
dragon
missile troops, and they're reinforced by the
platform
Iron
thing
Hell
that they can
Gunners,
take through the
which are
streets.
just
Yeah,
there. So
yeah.
there's 2 units inside this reinforcement set. The Iron Hail, short range, devastating against large units.
Yeah, so the Iron Hail Gunners are short range, they're shotguns. They're going to be a little bit like the Dwarf version, because the Dwarf's got a version in 8th edition of Old World, well, Warhammer Fantasy, and they had like flamethrowers as well. So it's just mini cannons. And then you got your Purvase with your Jezzails, so they're not Skaven, even though that's the Skaven thing. But yeah, why not?
Absolutely. And together, added into the artillery you've already got as part of a
Yeah, why not have them in
make
Cities
an
of Sigmar?
incredibly
Why not?
powerful shooting army for the
If you can have an army that works in 2 systems,
on the battlefield,
do it.
have archers and firepower and artillery and rockets and all sorts of stuff, you could make probably the most formidable shooting army in the old world.
Can I convert these to Gene Stealer
All of these things
cult?
will be available first
Maybe.
as part of the
Yeah,
Defenders of the
these are
Grand
like,
Bastion,
what if
the
humans,
reinforcement set.
but not
If
half
you've not
rat?
collected a Grand Cathay
I'm
army before,
confused.
You could use this as a starter, but it's really intended as that big block of reinforcements for your existing force. And it's we should talk about when this is due out. It's going to be out like late winter into spring next year.
Yeah, so a little bit
Okay,
of a wait,
late
but,
winter
not
into
too
spring,
long.
so we're talking
if you like the look of those, if
February,
you've not got
March
Cathay
time.
and stuff yet, pick up some Cathay now, get your army ready, and the reinforcements will be along sooner than you know it.
No, I'm not falling asleep.
I mentioned that a lot.
I'm
of the
still here
army
at
of Grand
quarter
Cathay
to
within the narrative
2.
of the unfolding law has gone to the old world to fight
But
against chaos.
maybe my eyes are
What's
dipping
called
because the eye
breaching of the
tracking
Great
is not
Bastion.
keeping
It
up.
all does not look well back in Grand Cathay. You can see it's all
The
fire.
breaching of the Great
And
Bastion, so
I
that
think we're
old
gonna see
talk
what
of
President
we
Biden
haven't had it
do
fall
with
for
the
3,000 years.
story as it unfolds.
Apparently, that's a
Very
lie.
exciting expansion for the old world and for Grand Cathay.
Feudal Gene Stealer cult. I like it. That could be,
That was fun.
that could be very fun.
Why don't we go forward and have a little bit of a look at Necromunda?
All right, so now we're getting into Necromunda, so we're getting towards.
Necromunda.
40K
there's
stuff.
quite a response to Necromunda here in the room.
There's quite a
been
response. If
narrative
there's a
sort of
response to
event
Necromunda in the
taking
room, we
place
can't hear
within
it.
Necromunda for a few years now.
Spiral of
you see
Primus,
here,
okay.
This is a new book that's coming for Necromunda. It's called Spire of Primus. This is part of the Aranthian succession story that's unfolding.
Is that
there's been a real power struggle.
one of the corpse grinders in the background? Back left, maybe?
Noble houses have been vying for power, and this book continues and culminates some of that story with the real appearance and arrival of a major player within the power struggle of Necromunda. This is Ozostium Aranthus. Now, the arc is called the Aranthian Succession, and Ozostium Aranthus is a presence that has been on Necromunda since before the birth of the Imperium.
Really old.
Okay.
He looks well for it, right? Everything seems fine. If you
So
want to
he's
see,
an old guy.
Just how he looks under his.
I feel I need some music to like back this up.
Community.com. There's a picture of him without his helmet on. He is not a well man.
That's an interesting cherub. Nice
so,
bat wings,
essentially,
mechanical
he is
bat
attempting
wings.
The ultimate power coup to take control of Necromunda.
So only now does this guy come out to try and take Necromunda. Only now. Only now. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Yeah.
And I wouldn't want him in charge of my. Not the good guys. Or maybe he is if you like that sort of thing.
There's a lot of other kits on the way as well for Necromunda. It's a fairly sizable release of stuff, actually.
Yeah. We've got a few things to talk about. These are the Palonite
Okay.
Justicars. You've seen Palonite Enforcers before. It's the responsibility
With
of
shotguns,
every
with
man
pistols,
in
with man catchers. Hey, if you want some
to,
interesting
maintain law and order. That's not
40k arbitres,
Enforce the Lex Imperialis.
there you go. They
Part of that
enforce the
law and
Lex.
order. Palonite Justicars, in particular, dispense justice to like the noble houses. And so what you've got here is almost like a snatch squad, right? You've got bailiffs, you've got the one with his man catcher, you've got an executioner. These are
Got a shotgun. Got a guy with them all.
Descend into the hive and wreak justice on wrongdoers. And you can ally them alongside
Guy with a big axe. Yeah, why not? Have an executioner. I like the hats. Those are
they're just
nice
fantastic.
hats. I don't know where I've seen them before, and I'm worried it's somewhere evil in history.
Yeah, he's got that whole sort of like
Could be a good Primus. Yeah.
looking aesthetic going on. There's some cool things to talk about here. The man catcher is a Fullman pattern man catcher, and you can build them in a variety of ways. So he could be like built onto the guy who's down and whatever. So there's some options here. I'm being told to hold my microphone effectively.
Okay, he's being told to hold the mic better.
Fantastic if you're enjoying the Palonites and you want something to add to your
Yeah, that could look good as any kind of character. You want Mechanicus? We got squats.
Necromunda saw a couple of years back saw the return of the squats. These are the Ironhead Squat Charter Masters and Drill Masters. This is an expansion for your Ironhead Squat gangs.
A lot of this should have been pre-recorded. They could have done a pre-recorded thing. I know it's live, but after this, I'd be okay with a pre-recorded stream. Is that more Votan models for you? They're not going to have Votan rules, but there you go. Votan proxies.
You could probably make a gang
For your
up, but the
rock
idea
and
really
also
is
your
to
stone.
The existing squats that you've already got, these are kind of the elite. These are what
Late version of Continental Shakos.
Means that they've earned their high rank within the squat hierarchy, and as a result, are kitted out with some of the best equipment. They've got very good armor. They've got very good guns. These are going to pack a punch in your.
When I saw the Golden Leader man from Necromunda, I also thought of Ozymandias from Watchmen. He'll be like, I've already won 20 minutes ago.
They've got like this incredible understanding of like how the mining processes work and chem harvesting. They've got the gear.
Short little dudes.
It's also incredibly useful war gear. But you've got the drill masters. The drill masters.
I mean, that looks fine as a servitor. Guy with a multi-melter over his shoulder.
Sort of tracked unit in some of the shots. A great addition.
It's a pipe. Have a pipe. Big axe.
And you can use.
Yeah, they could have made this a lot more exciting and a lot more compact. I know that's the problem with live streams. I know it's the problem with even my live streams. If you're in the mood for like, okay, I can do like an hour-long video and then it's a 3-hour live stream and there's bits not amazing. Oh, 40k, okay, forget it. My live streams are amazing. Carry on.
A bunch of new stuff for Warhammer 40,000.
A bunch of stuff.
Today. Some incredible new miniatures across a range of different factions. I want to start off with some new character models for some of our Xenos factions.
Okay.
There
There you go.
Stormbrow. He is a chthonic berserker character.
So berserker character for Leagues of Votan. We had Tyranid Killing Man. Here's Orc Killing Man.
Orc hunter. He's lost his
So there
hands
are
in
actual
combat against
squats.
orcs. They blast
Votan
along
squats.
some kind of horrific bout of firepower, but he is so tough. He's just got some new bionic ones.
Finally.
He's not overly troubled by it.
And now we're in a
he's
half late. The stream
particularly
starts.
thin. He has,
We get what we're
clothing
interested
that
in.
makes him even more durable than the already durable Leagues of Votan already are. He goes right at the front of your army, in the middle of your Chthonic
First
insurgents,
one in,
leads
last one
units
out.
into combat. He gives them explosive hits in combat. He does all sorts of horrible things to your opponent's army and makes an absolute mess.
We're not going to hear the rules for a while. And I wonder if this guy goes straight to Legends, as previous
Yeah, but
characters
it's
have
really
done.
hard to make its nosebleed.
I would think so. He's not the only new character model coming.
There we go. Didn't
Here we
see
see
want
the
new
twin
Tau
lance,
battle suits?
Part of the Tau Empire. Eddie, what other?
So you got...
So
They both have
Twin
shields.
Lance are a new
both have
pair
guns.
Of special characters for the Tau Empire.
Ah,
Those of you who
special
know
characters.
your Tau Empire lore will know that Farsight was once the exemplar of the Montcar, the killing blow within the Tau Empire.
Okay.
But he's sort of fallen out of favor with the.
So we need a
They don't really
replacement
like
for the
support
Montcar.
posters and the propaganda anymore. So they were looking for someone new to
Very good.
represent the Montcar within the Tau Empire.
Any
So
Tau
they found these
fans
guys, the Twin
interested?
Lance. This is a male and a female Tau who were once part of a.
Yeah, Berserkers have a leader, but he's a special character, so you get
One of
one.
them was killed by a gene stealer patriarch. These two responded with a perfect exemplar of the killing blow.
Gene
and managed to
called
take out,
Patriarch,
the leader
mentioned.
of the gene stealer uprising, and from that point onwards, they were lauded as heroes of the Tau Empire, and now they go between the different sects.
Okay, so that
fighting
one
wherever the
episode of
Imperial tells them
Evangelion
to. One of the things
where
that
they
comes
need
up
to
that's
work
quite cool
together
is
in
they don't
perfect
have the
synchronicity
markings
to
of
defeat
any
the enemy.
sect within the
There
Tau
you
Empire
go.
on them,
It's
because
this, the
they are
models,
heroes for
except
all
they're
of the
not
people of the
synchronized.
For all of the greater good, they can fight alongside any of the septs you want, which means you can put them in any of your Tau armies, regardless of what color you paint. They are
They're
very,
nicely
very
mentioning
good
the
at
Gene Stealer
going
cult in lore
very
quite a bit
close
more.
and killing
That's
the
good,
thing you
that's
really
good.
wanted to kill. One of them has
I know in the World
fusion
Champions of
style
Warhammer,
weapon,
Gene
one of them
Stealer
has
cult
a
are
flaming style
overrepresented
weapon.
compared to
So when
tyrannies.
you
That
want
kind of
to
makes
melt a
sense for
tank
how they are in the
and burn some
meta.
infantry, they are the Tau for the job.
Yeah,
Nice
they're
fire lines on
individual
the ground.
names, so they are
Like,
known
here's
as
some
the Twin
flames.
Lance.
So
You
there's a
have,
flamer.
Sunseer, who has the Fusion Eliminator, and then you have Scatterflare, who uses an ion scatter cannon. So you can see here the ion scatter cannon is the one on the screen left, and yeah, they've got different
Yeah, it's one unit with two
specializations.
models, and it's a special character.
New
Pacific Rim, the
character
model?
models
Yeah,
for
why not?
Tau Empire Army. There's more.
There's
This
more.
is
A
This is very
Tyranid
exciting for me.
Prime with
I'm a
Lash Whip.
Tyranid collector. I have a nice
Okay.
Tyranid army at
So
home.
that kind of tells me
this
that
is
for next
the
edition,
Synapse
the
leader,
Winged
your Tyranid
Prime.
army with the Tyranid Prime with Lash Whip.
Well, we're going to see
It
Shrikes.
does what it says on the tin. This is the
Then
Tyranid
Winged
Prime with a lash whip. You know what
Prime
Tyranid
leads
Prime
them,
is, you know what
and
a lash
Tyranid
whip
Prime with
is.
Lash Whip
This is the Tyranid
leads
Prime
the
with a lash whip.
Tyranid
It's
Warriors.
a lovely
Alright.
miniature. It's in a really cool dynamic pose. It's the first time we've had
It's
a
a big
dedicated
base. That's a nice
miniature
big
to
jaw.
represent, a Tyranid Prime infantry version. This is
Yeah.
a character that you can put in amongst either Tyranid Warriors or one of your infantry units. Makes
So
that
Tyranid
unit more
Warriors
efficient
or
and
other
more
infantry
used
units.
by
Okay,
having
let's
benefits
whip
as well.
some,
But
I don't know,
think it's just a
Homegans
really
forward.
Awesome Tyranid model, actually. Just really great to have.
If they can advance and
something to
charge,
play.
that's pretty good.
We
That's
should
pretty
say,
good.
these three releases that we just described, so
New big bug.
Berek and the Twin Spear and the Tyranid Prime with Lash Whip, we're expecting to see them released into the new year. So
Right, so these are not coming out
Yeah,
until
we're
at
way
least
off.
January.
We just wanted to show you some cool stuff.
Exactly, it's always nice.
Yeah, it's a reveal
there is
trailer,
a lot
so,
more
you know, it's not
Warhammer
coming out for like
to
3 months
show.
anyway.
I believe we've got a little video.
With a video,
The
alright.
Primarch Reborn demands the impossible.
Okay, that's the Ultramarines Primarch Reborn. Don't get excited. Ultramarine symbol. It's just big man wanting better stuff. Nice animation. We're probably just never going to see this again.
They await your presence.
You know, it'd be like a one-off animation.
He commands us to
It's an
reconquer the
Ultramarine
500
character.
worlds of Ultramar.
Okay, 500 worlds. Alright. So we're getting a... Ooh, I don't know.
10,000 years
Crusade book?
between his death and rebirth. How many worlds have been scoured by the arch-enemy?
So we're
Devoured by the monsters
bringing
of the
back
hive
the
mind.
500 worlds. I mean, the Tyranids did a lot of
Sacrificed
damage.
on the altar of Exterminatus.
It sounds like our
Dead
lieutenant.
out of time. Fighting for a golden age that can never dawn again.
Yeah. Alright, alright.
Welcome home. Right.
Titus.
Demetria Titus,
There we go.
master of the watch.
So
Captain
he becomes
of
a
the
captain?
Second company.
Right, so he once again
Ultramar.
becomes captain of the second company because Cato Sicarius is going to be leading the super special bodyguard.
The Primarch Reborn demands
I have to reconquer a bunch of worlds.
But
Oh
only
no.
in death does duty end.
So we may get another Titus model?
That was awesome.
Or it might just be a Crusade campaign.
I'm a huge fan of Captain Titus. I followed him.
He's back to
through
Captain
Space
Titus.
Marine,
He's
the
no longer
original
Lieutenant
game many years
Titus.
ago. I put
Good,
too many hours
good.
to account into Space Marine 2. And here we see his narrative is progressing. Tell us more.
Yeah,
Ed.
it's the guy from the animation from Amazon.
40,000 lore, and especially important for Captain Titus. Those of you who played Space Marine 2, the computer game, will know that the last time we saw Titus, he
Back
was
to
a
Captain,
lieutenant
yep.
of the Ultramarines, recently returned from exile in the Death Watch, and he is sort of come back.
I wouldn't say Space Marine 3. It could be...
We now
I mean, it
know,
could be
thanks
Space
to
Marine
this new
3.
piece of information, that he has become the captain of the second company once more. His journey is complete. His
Take that, Kato
redemption
Sicarius.
is complete, and he is now leading the second company. But that is a job that comes with a lot of responsibility. He is the warden of
So,
Ultramar,
I
and
bet
he is
Leandros
tasked
is a
by
bit
the Prime
annoyed
Emperor
right
of
now.
with retaking the 500 worlds of Ultramar, which was an enormous thing for Guilliman back in the age of the Horus Heresy, but many of those worlds
Yep,
have been lost.
he's the second company
He has been
again.
tasked with reclaiming them with the...
It's nice that a random character they put in a video game like 13 years ago can go so far. So, there's more animation? Same guy? A model. I assume it's a model. There we go. Captain Titus with a chainsword and a special bolter. It'll just be a damage 2 bolter. Okay. That's a Solar Auxilia type leader. Except, you know, 40k. So it's all Ultramarines. Interesting. So that's like Imperial agents looking. It's going to be a box set. There's some 500 worlds. The 500 worlds. There we go. The bit that I thought was actually a leak turned out to be a leak. So a little box
here we
pairing
see-
game? Maybe. Maybe.
Here we see Captain Titus.
Oh, it could be
and
the
Wardens
Ultramarines
of
Defense Force.
Ultramar. This is a new plastic kit. It's coming out for
Wardens
the
of Ultramar.
Ultramarines chapter. This is Titus and his command staff as he embarks on this.
All right,
quest
command staff,
to,
sure.
Reunify the 500 worlds of Ultramar.
So not
We
the
know that we've had
company
quite a lot
heroes.
of Ultramarine releases recently, but I think for
Captain Titus,
we
very
can
nice.
have one more. I think that's okay, right? He's kind
So
of...
now we need him to
So
be
this is Captain
Chapter Master
Titus. He's
Titus.
brought
No.
with him
Or
his
we need
brilliant
like,
chain
here's
sword,
Scout
which we know
Titus,
from,
here's Tactical
Space
Marine
Marine 2.
Titus.
I've got a lot of hours in with that.
Yes, a
chainsaw.
lot. I've killed a lot of Tyranids with that chainsword.
Okay.
He has the mantle
Death
of the
Watch
Captain
Titus,
of
yeah, that's the one we
all
really
the
want.
regalia that you'd expect of that position.
New Ancient,
A very
I
cool
think it's
cloak,
going to be
and
just...
he is at the center of
who was his
that
friend in
new
Space Marine
box set,
2?
but it's not just him,
The guy,
he's
I
got
think he
with
was
him his
Korean.
entourage.
Possibly my favorite.
All right,
Space
and
Marine
then
in
from
whole
the
galaxy.
Amazon
Anybody
animation,
here seen Secret Level? In the
from the secret level, the
Secret Level, if you haven't,
Metaurus,
you need to go
Veteran
watch it.
Sergeant Metaurus, the
Incredible
guy who
animation,
found
made partnership
Titus
with
as a
the Secret
child,
Level,
turned him into a scout,
series.
trained him a little bit,
Metaurus
so he
is
became then a
Veteran
Devastator Marine,
Sergeant
Assault Marine, Tactical
recruiting
Marine,
Titus as a boy.
and
Here they are
then
reunited,
a
in this,
captain.
plastic kit.
Then he went into the Death
Metaurus
Watch,
is
then he
gonna
became a
help
lieutenant, then he was
Titus
captain
on his
again.
quest
There you
to
go.
reunify the
And he's already been there.
worlds.
Yeah, he's a sergeant of the Blade Guard. So as you can imagine, he is a
Yeah,
very,
Charon,
very
that's it,
competent
Charon.
combatant.
I'm thinking of the guy.
He
Could be
a very competent combatant
Gadriel?
in the secret level episode. He's not the only Space Marine to accompany Titus, of course. Ancient Gadriel.
Ooh,
this guy had your back
thank you very
all the
much for
way
the tip
through
money. Thank you
Space
very
Marine
much.
Anonymous
2.
benefactor
He has now
just tipped
been
10.
given the banner of the second company. He is the Ancient of Titus's command squad.
It's nice to have friends.
Gadriel,
right?
there we go. There we go.
Speaking of friends, there's a suite
Is his
of
other friend
important
there?
characters who are going to help Titus in his mission. Here we have Commodore Gaius Silver, a commander within the fleet of Ultramar.
Commodore, there we go. So we
responsible
are
for
getting
making
like the
sure that
Ultramar Defense
the
Force.
fleet logistics and the naval
Very
battles that
nice.
are going to take place go smoothly.
Yeah.
So these are just a one-off
There's
character
more. They
to be
use,
around
a
Titus,
staff of
and it'll be a
human
special
helpers.
unit.
This is Astropath,
Who knows if
Daniel
it's immediately in
Cornelius.
Legends? Lieutenant Titus
a
is on the
powerful
app and
astropath,
not in Legends.
In 40k terms, this is the only way to stay in touch with your friends.
Yeah, Titus is the captain
No,
of the second company,
Metaurus is
Warden of
like,
Ultramar.
okay,
He
the
has
violence that was there when I
almost
picked him out
communication
is
from
still
all the
there.
various planets within Ultramar, and
There was no
forces
like
that he's
risk of
trying to
chaos.
command
No,
that he holds
we're
within
past
the
that.
So it's vital that he keeps an astropath. nearby.
Yeah, so we've got
at all
specific
times.
models
Interesting kind of that
for
we
special
are able to
characters.
see
So this
all
will be
the
like
humans
Hell's
of the
Last.
company, Titus, because Ultramar is a kind of
So
slightly
yeah, where's
unusual
Charon?
part of the Imperium in that not only do the Ultramarines have to go and kill all the aliens there and make sure that they drive back the forces of the heretics, they've also
I am imagining it goes straight to
they also
Legends.
lord
I could
over
see that
the
happening.
humans of that region as well. They command the humans and run Ultramar as a sort of
I don't know if they're going to do like the Ultramar Defense
absolutely.
Force,
This is,
which we had
penitentiary
in second
nuclear,
edition when they did the
tester.
battle reports for the first Tyrannic
They go
War
ahead- this
against
character
Behemoth.
goes ahead of,
They used
Titus
Valhallans to
kind of
represent
as a messenger,
the Ultramar Defense
but also as
Force
an explorer, so
on,
sort of
well, at least the
stepping
North
ahead
Pole.
working
And then
with
otherwise they've been like
500 worlds that
very
are
Roman
lost
inspired
for
with the
him
head
to be
crest and
reclaimed
such.
helping him with that mission. And possibly my favorite of the human
That's a
helpers.
really
this is
weird
Amelia
title.
Minervus, the Legatus, a ranking officer within the
Plenipotentiary.
Ultramar Auxilia.
Okay.
Absolutely. Ultramar Auxilia
And then
are
we
the
have a
human
Legatus.
forces of Ultramar that battle very similar to the Astra Militarum alongside the Ultramarines trying to
Yeah, so I'm guessing
aim
this will
the
just
500 worlds
be one
and
off
defend
characters.
the
There's your
borders of
Roman
Ultramar
inspired helmet that I was
from,
just mentioning.
aggressive alien forces and heretics.
So,
Looks a pretty
the
small
idea with the
power
set
sword,
is that
actually.
It's essentially Titus and his command staff, and it's a fantastic leadership unit to use in your games. Brilliantly character
Taco
models.
Joe just tipped 500.
Thank you very much,
on me,
Taco Joe.
LOL.
The narrative of this event. that's
I will
taking
have
place,
some tea
with the 500
for that
worlds.
money.
Speaking of which,
All right.
Eddie, do you want to get the book?
Get the book.
We've got the book here today.
Nobody
We can,
wants
show it
Leandros
off
the
and
model.
Show you.
Come on.
This is Warhammer 40,000 500 Worlds Titus.
The
it is
images we're
when
seeing
we
are
say
a bit
book. That's a little bit misleading here. You can see it's a mighty slipcase that contains
Sounds like
4
Crusade book.
volumes to it. What these volumes do is each has a slightly different thing. So you have the first of these books is called Titus. It's the lore. It's 80 pages. Of
Right,
the
so
narrative
4
and the background
volumes
that
in the book.
explains, the events that are taking place.
One is the lore.
You
The next
then
one?
have Dread Incursions. Dread Incursions are the way to play boarding actions and sort of close confines battles as they go from place to place. So we've
Okay.
seen some fantastic terrain.
Dread Incursions is
come out
more
for,
boarding actions?
Kill Team, which would be really useful for doing some of those sort of boarding action style
War on the Vespator.
situations. We've also got the War on the Vespator Front as a campaign. Anybody here enjoying the grand narrative this weekend might find this extremely appealing because this is the complete campaign system. The background of this shot here
Good.
now you can see
Good.
the
Campaign
map
system.
that comes
Sounds like
with- we've just
Crusade.
lost it.
I don't know how it would
There's an
not be
enormous
Crusade.
map that comes with this set. There's loads of stickers that you can sort of track the progress of your
It's an
campaign
average
with your
size
friends
power sword, it's
as you
fine.
battle for the 500 worlds. And finally, but by no means least, we have the Detachments volume, which is 16 pages.
Rematch of 9th edition.
all
We're not in the
the
Prime
detachments and
Nexus.
the rules that
This
you
is
use
Ultramar
to
sector,
use
but
the
there are
things in your
Necrons
game.
around, there are Chaos
They will
Forces
be
there,
available
there's
online
Lingering
as a download or
Tyranids,
as
there's
part of
Gene
the
Stealer
app.
cults.
Code quite quick.
Yeah, definitely
So,
available
yeah,
online.
Boarding Actions had a book
This is a
in
very cool set of attractions. There's loads of
2024,
good stuff in there, loads
I
of good
think.
gaming material. It's
So
sort
I did a
of
review of it.
particularly themed
It's
towards
not
those who
amazing,
enjoy the
but it
narrative
works. It's okay.
Elements of Warhammer 40,000, but as you say, Adam,
The free rules we got at the
detachments
start
will
of
be
the edition are
compatible,
basically the same.
Because we don't want to kind of limit them behind a big set that you have to buy, they will also be available online for those of you who want to just get the detachments. But then you'd be missing out on having an amazing campaign experience within the 500
So the
world.
detachments will be
And
available
what this set
separately
really
online.
does is it sets up that region of space
For
as a
money or
pivotal
for
and important
free?
part of the Warhammer 40,000 universe, one of the most active war zones that's currently happening in
It's
Warhammer
not okay. We're just
40,000 right now.
introducing
Which is to say
another war
something.
zone.
There's a lot of war going on.
Sure, why not? Why
I
not?
had a chance to read through the Titus volume, that 80-page lore book. There are some very cool information inside there. The things that are happening.
The
within
lore. I'm sure there'll be lore
Warhammer
YouTubers giving you
40,000
summaries that
really interesting
last like 4
to
minutes.
read.
But who are they fighting, Adam?
Well, if you've looked at the covers of those books, you might have got a subtle hint as to who the enemy that is principally causing them problems within the 500 worlds. These guys
It's the
are finding
Necrons?
themselves going up against this guy. This is Necrosaur Amantar. And who or what is Necrosaur Amantar? Eddie?
They haven't showed the right picture there, have they?
A deranged destroyer lord of the Necrons.
There we go.
He is an
Okay, that looks
ancient,
pretty cool.
Powerful creature.
So
and
very
he leads
Wraith-like?
An entire army of destroyers. Who
It's
want
the,
none of
the
that kind of
tentacly
conquest
destroyer
or
wraiths.
claiming land or
It's
anything
like the
that.
old
He just
wraiths,
wants to
like the
wipe
3rd
out
edition
all
wraiths.
life in the galaxy, starting with Ultramar. There are even rumors that he might have been the origin of the Destroyer curse itself amongst the Necrons. So he's
Very
a pretty
good.
big deal.
Someone
He has
just
a
tipped 3.
particularly
Thank you very much for the
diabolical
money.
plan.
Thank you.
Looking at the galaxy, he goes,
If anyone's
"Even
wondering
though
where these are
I am
coming from, there's a link in the
20
description to
killing
Ko-fi.
machine with
That's
lasers
where you can
for
drop me
arms,
some
I
tip
don't
money.
think I could
Thank
kill
you
the
very
whole
much.
galaxy, but
It's
I
2
know
a.m.
something that
Thank
could.
you.
I'm going to put the Nightbringer back together.
So, Nightbringer
Fantastic.
model. Can we show the Nightbringer model
You
again?
might have seen we showed it on warhammercommunity.com. Would have been the first time you'd seen it if it hadn't have gone out as a leak.
Oops,
We
if not
mentioned
for the
links
leaks.
in our invitation video. But here is the
Boarding actions is another way to
shard
play.
of the Nightbringer. The Necrosaur, his plan is to gather all of the Catan shards so that he can get the Nightbringer together properly and just kill all life in the galaxy.
Absolutely. It's not just the new character and the new Catan shard that will be coming out. There will be some new ways of getting Necrons.
So a
into
little
your army.
battalion
There is a new
box.
battalion, which basically
Right,
gives you
good.
all the destroyers. So if you like the idea of an army of undying, unkillable robots, hell-bent...
Yeah, if
on
you just want some
destroying all life,
destroyers.
this is the battalion.
Is it going to have the old plastic ones, though? I assume not.
If your jam is just...
No, it's going to be the Ophidian destroyers, the
robot
Scorpeth
killing
destroyers,
machines,
which are the same ones from the 9th
500
edition starter
worlds will
set,
be your jam.
and the heavy, shooty
Perfect.
destroyers.
Feel like reached the end.
That is the...
That's it.
Perfect.
That's the whole thing.
So,
That's the end.
Here
So
we
we
go,
got,
let's-
hey, we're going to rebox some
squaring
things.
off against the enemy,
There's a
and
Titus
then
model,
what remains is
and
for us to
500
bring this to a
worlds, a
close.
crusade,
Everybody who's been
presumably
watching us
campaign.
live on the stream, thank you so much for sticking with us for our technical difficulties. We appreciate it wasn't perfect, but it's been really great to show you
My
all these fantastic
goodness.
Warhammer reveals and just get a bit excited about our favourite hobby with all of you. Thank you for hanging around with us.
If you want to see any of these revealed again, you want to watch any of the videos again, you want a closer look at any of those miniatures, the Warhammer community website, if it's not already updated, will be updated very soon with lovely shots. of
I
all of
mean,
those
I'm
new reveals
refreshing
that you
it
can
just to see if
spend
there is
time,
anything
look
interesting.
over them and decide which of those you're most excited about and which one you want to buy.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you've got burning questions about things Eddie and I didn't explain, there's a good chance that the answers will be there on Warcom, so go and have a look. Should address
No,
the
the Warhammer
1,000 or
community
so
won't have
people in the room. Thank you all for sticking around with us as well.
Yeah, they need to get in with their Space Marine games.
You have been an incredible audience. It's been a delight to share
I know it
this
was a bit,
reveal with
that
all
was
of you.
not
We're gonna
amazing,
bring this
considering
thing
what
to
it
a
was.
close. Thank you from Eddie
There were
and
two
from all
more
of the
Necron,
Warhammer TV team
two new
who have
Necron
made it
models on the
possible.
covers? I don't
Thank you
know.
for myself. It's been a delight.
They're
We'll
probably
see you
just
again
older
next time.
models.
Good
I think
night.
otherwise they would have shown them off now. It's just the, hey, there's the new Necron leader dude. Okay. Hmm. Let's just switch that. Oop. I really wish I had a mouse with me. Never mind. Okay, that was somewhat disappointing. A little bit disappointing considering how much it's like, yeah, hype the preview, but then no. So, just to double check things, the 500 worlds, as far as I understand it, it's a thing you buy, and within it is 4 books. One is just the lore. One is what I assume is a Crusade campaign, maybe with more Crusade rules, or may just be a campaign in itself, so you can play it match play or not. But we already have a campaign system. It's called Crusade. Build on it. Anyone who's like, yeah, let's do a campaign, would probably want to do the Crusade campaigns. I mean, you can play the Crusade campaigns without any of the other leveling up stuff. Just play the missions, play the add-on stuff. It's like, okay, the tree campaign that we have in Armageddon, in that you play a certain number of games, maybe 2 per phase. So there'll be 8 games in the entire campaign. If you win the first game as your Grand Alliance, then you get a different mission to do in the next phase. And then you get victory points in a different way. Yeah, this is, of course, one of those, it could have been a community post thing. The other thing is like, oh, okay, detachments or data sheets or something. Yeah. Necron character does look good. Tau things, they're alright, 2 new flyers in the background. Interesting. I'll leave that for greater analysis. I'm just waiting for this 500 worlds thing to come on the Warhammer community. And so far it's not. And I'm refreshing it. Yeah, Oh, well. Okay. Yeah, easy to fall asleep. Hey, just watch that again and you can go to sleep again. Yeah, detachments were free and the campaign is through the book. So they also said that the detachments or something, maybe not detachments, like battalion things, are going to be available online. I assume that's not like immediately. Warhammer Community article and reveals has a spelling mistake. Yeah, there's loads of stuff. Yeah. Nurgle Age of Sigmar stuff was nice. Year of Xenos. Well, there's a little bit of chaos. There's still a bit of chaos. Some Imperial stuff, some Chaos stuff. There was no, hey, let's bring in Dreadfleet. There's no announcement of a new game system. They're not doing Battlefleet Gothic 2. So Ultramarine fans might be happy until you find out Lieutenant Titus and friends might be a Legends army, and then less so. Watch the 500 Worlds detachments be broken. Well, if we're going to get them... here we are. It's finally up. Find out more. Ooh. So we got Titus returning, and if I edit this, I'll put it on screen and we can look through the article. On screen. There we go. It's got that weird thing where it's like black on nothing, but never mind. So Imperium's under siege. Dire times for the Ultramarines. It's not going great for them. The captain is gonna do what he's told and secure the 500 worlds. So it's the lieutenant. He's back. Thank you very much. I'm happy to stay up late. I will definitely be ready for playing games in the morning. Why not? We don't start till like 10,
just tipped
maybe.
3 thanks
so
for
it'll be
staying
fine.
up late
It'll be
for
fine.
us.
Right, it's a nice model. Nice model. It's got a bolt gun. It's got a power sword. We've seen an... Isn't that... Oh... Who's the other Space Marine captain who has a model? The one who does the uppy-downy tactics. Uriel Ventress. It looks exactly the same pose as Uriel Ventress in the artwork. Whereas the Titus model looks a bit different. Not bad. What else are we saying about him? As for Captain Acheron, former leader of the Second Company, yeah, he was around in the games. I forgot about him. There's only one way a Space Marine job opens. Okay, so he's dead. That kind of sucks. He might be in a dreadnought. No, he's dead. He's going to be dead. Right, new medals, Wardens of Ultramar. Yay, we got the Veteran Sergeant. We've got Ancient Gadriel. There we go. So there's only one guy. You have one black person in your team. Only one is allowed. Any more and it's not okay. Unless you paint them differently, I guess. Then you have the little people. The humans. There we are. So he's okay. There's our ancient man. Nice banner. A lot of big banners. A lot of big Ultramarine banners coming out. That is not quite the artwork I expected. That's a bit... it looks like someone's punched him repeatedly in the cheekbones and he's got swelling. But never mind. There he's got his bolt gun. Titus will need help. Creepy guy. Is thought... The Nemesaur is thought by many to be the genesis of the Destroyer Curse. But we have a Destroyer Catan being mentioned. Right, sure. Is that inconsistent lore, or is that just we forgot the lore? Or hey, maybe he was the first Necron to be infected with it. Could be that. Could be that. All memories of its origin appear to have been forcibly removed from the Necron psyche, therefore the lore is null. Whatever we want to do, we're going to do. The Silent King can make a comment about it, but he's silent. Okay. Creepy character. He's going to be like the Chaos Space Marine guy, the raptor with the spear, world claimer. He turns up for one campaign and then he's in the background every now and then, but we mainly forget about him because they don't kill off these characters. They just get a mention every now and then. Very rarely, very rarely. So he wants to shatter some stuff. What's he doing? Reunite the Shattered Worlds. Revive the Ancient Star God. Okay, so we're still mentioning the Star God that did destroy the curse. He did destroy curse and then he went away because he got exploded. Yeah, that's bad for the Necrons. That's a nice character model. Very presence corrupts people. So that's why we're going to get a Super Special Destroyer detachment on top of the Super Special Destroyer detachment that we already have. A named Ultramarine might actually die. Yeah, yeah. Charon dies off screen? Could be. No, probably not. Probably not. He'll be in the next game because they'll want to like have him in the background, perhaps. Yeah. So Captain Acheron is not doing great. But we got destroyers. Okay, these are battalion boxes. Right, fine. Yeah, 2 Locust destroyers, not the old destroyers from like 2004. Heavy destroyers. You got some little Plasmancer dudes. Great. There's some more text. Yes, pretend you hadn't already seen the Catan Shard of the Nightbringer. Oh no, he's back. What? Crazy. Right, so were they meant to announce him with this or with the next kill team? Don't know. Don't know where it was intended to be. Real worst case scenario. Yep. So, this is the stuff I wanted. 500 Worlds, Titus. Next major narrative expansion. So I'm assuming Crusade. 4 books. We get the story of the front, where the Ultramarines of the Second Company are fighting Necrons with the Destroy Curse. Alright. We got photos. Lovely. So the war on the Vespada front is a campaign system that has your 3 alliances against each other. This sounds very Crusade. They control territories across a larger map. Great, it's a map-based campaign. Fine. Must be Crusade. Then Dread Incursions is the boarding action version, a supplement, right? So it's not a remake, it's a supplement. New missions, new maps. Very good. And a book of 6 new 40k detachments for the Space Marines and Necrons. Did the Space Marines need another 6 detachments? Really? They have like 15 already. That'll be like 20 detachments for the Space Marines. Maybe it'll be hey, you can only use these in Crusade. No, it's not going to be that. It's going to be, yeah, use them wherever. Remake every detachment. New Gladius detachment, a worse or better version of Gladius. Gladius is already really good. I take Gladius a lot with my Death Watch. All right. That's the lot there. Very good. Yeah, we've got little toe beans. I was not including Divergent chapters in that. I was just thinking the Codex Space Marine ones, because we've just got a Iron Hands one, and a White Scars one, and a Imperial Fist one. Have we got an Ultramarines one? I don't think we have. Plus the Librarius Conclave, plus the like 7... I think it was 7 or 8. So, yeah. Is it 6 total between them? No, I don't think so. It said 500 worlds, blah, blah, blah. Right at the end. 6 new 40k detachments for the Space Marines and Necrons. Okay, it might be 3 of each. That might be a bit more reasonable. Considering the Necrons, yeah. I think they'll just remake them. But yeah. It could be 3-3, or it could be 4 for the Space Marines. It could be 2 for the Necrons. There could be some variation on it. Yeah. I mean, what have we got in the Gladius Task Force? A lot of cool things. Replace Adept of the Codex with something worth picking? It's not a great enhancement, but, you know, these don't need to be amazing. They're just pretty good. 7 for the Space Marines, -1 for the Necrons. Yeah, or 1 for Necron Detachment and 5 Space Marines. Absolutely. I'm kind of interested in this Battle Sister animation when it comes out. It's just going to be, we had some Battle Sisters, they crashed, lots of Battle Sisters died, oh no, there's the Martyrs, and the rest of them need to fight on. Oh my. So it sounds like that's the next Crusade thing. It just doesn't sound like a proper Crusade. It sounds like we've got the campaign system for Crusade, but none of the like extra battle traits and whatnot. Maybe that will still count as a narrative Crusade, or it's at least narrative. But Games Workshop doesn't clarify things by saying this is match play, this is, or like, this is everyday play, this is tournament play, this is narrative campaign play, because we just have like, this is Crusade, this is Combat Patrol, and then it gets a bit blurry. Okay. We'll see what it's actually like when the book comes out. When the detachments are free is probably also around the same time the books come out. So I'm guessing that's going to be around January, February? Maybe not that late. They might like launch this much sooner, because it is just a book. They can get that out sooner than models, in theory. Because it's printing paper. Almost anyone can do that. So we'll see what these free downloads are when they come around. I don't think they're going to just drop them tomorrow or Monday. Do they want to drop them on Monday? They might, but I don't think there's anything super amazing like, oh, we've got to analyze this right now. And it might all be Ultramarines only. Yeah, this is an extended part of the Ultramarines refresh. Like, we've got Cato Sicarius, we've got Calgar again, we've got his Victorous Guard as a separate unit, but now they're with Cato Sicarius rather than with Calgar. It might be a here's some more Space Marines, an add-on Space Marines until the next edition. Remember that in the end of 9th edition, they gave us another Primaris Lieutenant and a Brutalis Dreadnought, and we got the Desolation Marines. That's what we got at the end. Betting it might come out in December. Well, I don't know if they'll do... I don't think they'll do Grotmus again. They might just do... We're owed like 3 detachments. If they're doing the every 3 months, 3 new detachments. We're owed 3 from September and 3 in December, so that's 6. But not for every army. Just 6 across the factions. And then if we also add on these extra 6, let's just say it's 6 between the two, that's 12 detachments. They could put them out then. Yeah. I don't know if we need a Grotmus. I think most factions now have enough detachments. Yeah. And then they are, once again, really overpowered or really underpowered. Or just crazy fun. It was a really good PR thing, yes. I could see them want to do it again. I don't know if they will, because they won't have like, oh man, maybe they'll have to release something for the Death Watch. Have a detachment other than the Black Spear Task Force. That'd be crazy. And then the balance can be off for the next 6 months. It was quite liked, yes. It just also meant, okay, what am I doing today? Is it a video about the faction? Oh, thank goodness, it's Emperor's Children. I don't need to care. Good. And then it's like, okay, here's the Genestealer Cult one. Time to playtest this. And oh, wait, there's a balance patch that throws everything off. Why not? No, there's no Centurion-specific detachment. There's no like Gravis-specific detachment that relies on the Gravis keyword. They could do that. Always an option. Right, it is now like 2:30. Thanks, Games Workshop, for a great function. Oh dear, for a functioning stream. I'm slipping. I'm sleepy and tired, and I have to do things in the morning. So this has been fun. At least us talking has been fun. Them talking, not so much fun. Thanks for coming. This has been great. Weird time to stream. Good for American people, good for Australian people, not so great for Europeans. I'll flick that off. And this is where I leave you. Okay. Wherever you are, whatever you do, have a great day of 40k.